kitchen sink is just cleaning stuff.
It's a phrase though. Throw everything.
No, I know, but like, there's no left. It's just
you got the garbage disposal. This is garbage disposal game for the Rams.
You're throwing a bunch of like Windex at teams when you throw the kitchen sink at them.
So wait, when you throw the kitchen sink, are you saying is it like we don't have anything left to eat, so we're going to take everything that's the dirty stuff that's in the kitchen sink and scrape it off, and that's what we're going to have?
I think it's everything
just
but
pull the
kitchen sink
out of the socket and throw that.
Okay, so you have no food left.
On today's Pardon My Take, it is NFL Week 4 picks and preview. We have our good friends Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette in studio as well for an awesome interview, catching up with the boys. We're going to talk Thursday night football, last baseball game in Oakland today, and we're going to finish off with Fyre Fest of the week. Before we get to all of that, TD, Tutty, taking it to the house, in for 6, whatever you call a touchdown. One thing's for sure, touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from the special teams or defense, we don't care how they score them. We want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings Sportsbooks is delivering. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown or how many TDs will be in a game. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE, that's code TAKE, for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, September 27th. In PFT, we have arrived at the shitty Thursday night football games where everyone gets injured and we have a ton of flags.
Yeah, at the very end of the game, it was like almost back-to-back plays where Micah Parsons out, and then you had Neighbors going out too.
Yeah,
and that was bad.
Neighbors was breaking ankles out there.
He played an awesome game. He's still very good. I think he's got a concussion. That's what they say. I don't know what's wrong with Parsons, but the flags were bad. The flags made this game unwatchable. And credit to Al Michaels. He gets a lot of shit for if he doesn't celebrate a touchdown hard enough. But when Al Michaels is at his best now is when he's annoyed with the quality of football.
Yes.
And he was so annoyed. He gets into surly old man mode very early on. In the first half, he was just like, well, this is awful.
Yeah.
This is terrible, Kirk. Get me out of here. And I agreed with him. It was terrible. We had an awful taunting flag on CeeDee Lamb for pointing at a defender as he ran into the end zone. Then I think he threw the ball kind of in his direction, like underhand, after he scored. And the thought occurred to me for the first time when I saw that, it's actually worse. It's more emasculating for a defender to have a referee step in and throw a flag and be like, hey, stop making fun of that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a flag at you. That's worse than a guy pointing at you as you go into the end zone.
I'd agree.
It draws way more attention to it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you need this little referee with his tiny little flag to throw it in the air and blow his whistle.
The ref is taunting more than CeeDee Lamb in this situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let the boys taunt.
Yes, I agree. Always let the boys taunt. But it dawned on me that we go through the week 1 Thursday night opener.
Football's back.
So happy football's back. Week 2, Thursday night, this is fun. And then you get to 3 or 4 and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. Thursday night football, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna consume it every Thursday because it's the official start of the weekend. Sorry, Hank, but it is. It's the start of the weekend in the fall. But for the most part, it's going to be shitty product, and you just hope a bunch of guys don't get injured, which happened tonight. We also had Micah Parsons giving Diggs a massage on the field, like instantly. Yeah. I love that. Great teammate.
Diggs went down, and then Micah over there started rubbing his foot. We know that Micah's a foot guy. Mm-hmm. That's on the record. And then he moved up to the calf, started giving a nice little massage. If I were Diggs, I would Would you prefer to wait for that doctor with a cowboy hat to get out there to give you the massage, or are you okay with Micah doing it?
I think you want it right away if you're cramping, which I assume that's what was happening.
Yeah.
That would be really bad if it was like an Achilles and he was doing that.
It's like
a real injury and he was like, I got this.
It's a partial tear. Yeah. And then Micah gets out there with his strong-ass hands and just shreds it.
I just assumed it was a cramp, which that is a bro move.
Yeah, but you're
like, let me get this cramp out real quick.
You're right. The Thursday Night Football, it reminds me of that old Donald Trump tweet about Coca-Cola, and he's talking about Diet Coke, and he says the Coca-Cola company is not happy with me. That's okay. I'll keep drinking that garbage. That's how I feel about Thursday Night Football.
I'm going to watch it no matter what. We also had, we're going to get to our picks and preview in a second. Last A's game in Oakland, which was awesome. Fuck John Fisher. It was cool to see the stadium completely packed. They won, which I'm happy for, even though we've lost a lot of money betting on the A's this year.
A lot.
I think we're down like 15 units.
I think it's around 16 right now, and that's bad. But it's even worse knowing that we almost picked the White Sox.
Yeah.
And how much money we would have made. It was down to those two teams.
We just went door 2 instead of door 1.
And I didn't want to piss off Chicago.
But
I like Chicago. I know. And then I talked to White Sox Dave. He's like, I don't know. I think they've got some real competitive players out there. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I won't do it to Chicago. We would have made so much money.
And White Sox fans would have been happy.
I know.
Jerry Reinsdorf's a piece of shit.
We fucked up.
But it was really cool to see that scene. Like it was a packed stadium. Their uniforms are a top baseball uniform. They had a bunch of old legends out. Barry Zito sang the national anthem, which was cool. So again, fuck John Fisher forever. Oakland deserved better.
Yeah.
And we stand with the A's.
And I also stand with the fan who, I think it was last night, tried to steal one of the seats from the Coliseum.
Yeah.
He stole an actual seat and then ran down the street with it. And then I think A's security called the cops and had him chased down. Let him steal the seat.
I guess there's a unaffiliated team maybe playing there next year. The Oakland Roots. Because I saw someone stole a seat and the Oakland... Oh, it's a soccer team. The Oakland Roots tweeted and we're like, hey, just a heads up, we're playing there next year. If you could keep some of those seats, we'd really appreciate it.
Keep some of them, but let the boys have some fun. Steal a seat. That's always good. And then, you know what I hope they do next year? I hope, you know how they used to have the Raiders play at the Coliseum?
Yeah.
I hope that the soccer field still has the baseball field.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Keep that on there.
Yeah, so we feel for the city of Oakland. And then we also had golf. Hank, no one's actually mad about Scotty Scheffler yelling at Tom Kim, right? That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Some people were mad that Tom Kim, I think the next hole, they hit a birdie putt, and before Scotty Scheffler putted, Tom Kim and his partner just walked off.
That's good. Dude, yeah. These international tournaments should have nothing but bad blood. It should always be like close to fight, which would not be a fight because they're golfers. Who are we winning?
Dominating. 5-0.
We are?
5-0. Sweep. Clean sweep.
How'd Max do?
1.
Love it.
Yeah.
Captain America.
Everyone won.
How did Scotty do?
1.
Who lost?
Nope. Internationals.
Oh, it's 5-0.
5-0.
5-0. Yeah, fuck you, world.
We're up 5-0?
5-0.
So is it over?
Pretty much.
I love that.
What a domination.
I love, more than anything, I love it when the United States dominates tournaments that we don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world cares deeply.
What about Cantley and Shoffley?
1.
Okay. What about Morikawa and Tagawa?
1.
What about Brian Harmon and Max Homa?
These are tomorrow's pairings, I think.
Shit.
But we're going to win that.
Yeah, we're going to win that too.
How many wins do we have to get to win?
I think it's like 13.5 if it's like the Ryder Cup.
What about Henley and Scheffler?
We haven't lost. Those are tomorrow's.
No, that's today.
1.
What about Bradley and Clark?
1.
What about Cantley and Sam Burns?
1.
Fuck yeah, we won them all. Just check and make sure. Max didn't play today, so to correct Hank.
Well, he was a member of Team USA.
He won.
Oh, but okay. He really won 5.
He won.
Everybody won. So Max is playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he's going to win.
He better win.
Megasport Max.
First to 15.5 points wins the President's Cup. So yeah, we could win this whole thing. No, we can't win it all tomorrow, but we're gonna. We'd be up 10-0, and then every day, and then Saturday is singles.
Sunday singles.
So we can't win it on Saturday. we can be at 15.
We really don't know the layout of this tournament. What is?
If it was the summer, I'd be a lot more locked in.
Yeah,
like I thought
agreed.
it was.
Yeah.
Agreed. You're always locked in the summer.
Why weren't you locked in on the golf today?
I was busy.
That's a trick question.
Hank was locked in on golf today. He played well.
No, the golf.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we get to picks and preview?
I mean, I just want to clarify. Hank played well today, but we still beat him.
Oh, fuck
Yeah, he
yes.
still lost.
PFT and his partner.
Yeah.
Say it.
Ebo.
No, say it.
PFT and my partner.
No, PFT.
One.
There you go. There you go. By the way, quick note. We're going to do our picks and preview in a second. And then we have Biz and Whit on the show. This week they're doing Surviving Barstool at the office. The interview is going to be our first ever black and white interview. So if you're watching it, it is art. We wanted to make sure that no one had a chance to be like, oh, this is a spoiler, this is a spoiler. So enjoy it. We'll probably never do a black and white interview ever again.
Well, I don't know. This shit might get us nominated for some cool, prestigious award because
That's
it
true.
does look really cool.
Yeah,
It's like Mad Men.
It is really cool. And watch all the way through for the surprise at the end.
Oh, yeah.
There was a great surprise.
Special guest. Also, I forgot to bring this up when we were talking about Thursday Night Football. Big Cat, I don't know if you caught this. I don't know if you were at a TV with sound on in the first half. Maybe it was the start of the second half. But Al Michaels told us a story about Mike McCarthy that I'd never heard before.
Okay.
You know what Mike McCarthy's first job was?
Mechanic.
He was a toll booth operator.
Perfect.
And I think the face stuck on him.
That's
I
perfect.
think he's just got resting toll booth face now.
That's perfect.
Just sitting there for hours.
Yeah.
Just pissed off at the world.
He's the perfect demeanor for a toll booth operator. No
Yeah.
offense to toll booth operators. Do they? Yeah, there are.
Yeah, there are. There's usually one per
At the end.
plaza.
Yeah.
In case you get stuck in one and the arm doesn't go up, they come
think
over
they
and they
make
press
bank.
the button.
Yeah, they probably do.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they do.
I mean, it was back when I was in like high school or younger when minimum wage wasn't as high. But I remember like minimum wage was $8, and they were like toll booth operators make like $18 an hour.
That's pretty good.
Toll booth
also,
Willie.
you could-
Whoa, here we go. Yeah, 1585. Isn't that?
It says now between
26.32?
$12.50 and $25.95.
$25 an hour. Shout out. I bet you there's some toll booth operators listening to the show.
Yeah.
What's up?
And you can skim off
We
the
see
top.
you.
It's probably the easiest job to just pocket a little money at, right?
Yeah. Little falls through the cracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to ourselves, picks and preview, and then we have our first ever black and white interview with Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette. Okay, before we get to our weekend preview, football season is here, and we can't wait to get out to some games this fall with the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks features, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Hank, we were looking at going to Detroit Monday night football in Detroit, Seahawks at Lions. What is the best get-in price with the Game Time Picks deal?
$123.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Top
You can-
5% value. Amazing deal.
Hang out next to Sprinkles.
I actually completely forgot to tell you guys that Superfan said the Sprinkles hasn't been to a game this year yet.
Is she okay?
I don't know, but
Let's
I
find
forgot.
Sprinkles.
I'm happy you mentioned that. I forgot to tell you we should find Sprinkles. So go to Game Time right now, choose an event, and hit that Game Time Picks, GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Pick deals near you on the Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Someone's going to go buy those tickets right now for $120 to the Lions and Seahawks Monday Night Football. Download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game time. We're also brought to you by ourselves. Pardon My Cheesesteak. It is football season. Football's back, full gear. And ordering Pardon My Cheesesteak in your game day meal or late night eats is the best way play call you can make. Pardon My Cheesesteak brings you awesome cheesesteaks and loaded fries delivered right to your doorstep, and we'll be offering free delivery through the entire football season. Take your pick of our delicious cheesesteaks made with fresh, thinly sliced steak, melted provolone, mouth-watering cheese sauce, and caramelized onion on a toasted hoagie roll. We have classic cheesesteaks, chipotle cheesesteaks, chicken cheesesteaks, buffalo chicken cheesesteaks, and many, many more. You can order the popular Big Cat combo and get your cheesesteak of choice, fries, and a drink. Find a Pardon My Cheesesteak near you and order yours now at pardonmycheesesteak.com. Use code AWL for free delivery. Okay, boys, week 4.
You were just talking about Dan Campbell a second ago. That reminded me of his post-game thing where he was saying their head coach screwed up.
Yeah.
You know how he like dissociated. He like split himself up. I actually was thinking the other day, that's going to be good for the Lions because now head coach Dan Campbell is going to be thinking about post-game Dan Campbell.
Yep.
And he's not going to want to let post-game Dan Campbell down.
Yeah,
So it's almost like he's coaching himself up. And he's an accountability guy. So he's like, I love Dan Campbell so much as a coach. I can't screw up during the game.
He's coaching like a version of it's like his son, but it's him. And it's his best friend, but it's also him.
Kind of like an avatar.
Yeah. You don't want to. By the way, did you see there was an update to the Dan Campbell having to sell his house? So it's kind of a fucked up story. His daughter's classmate posted his address after they lost the 49ers in the NFC Championship game and said, like, fuck you for going for it.
That's messed up.
Messed up.
That's old? Messed up.
High school, I think. And then like the real issue was that Dan Campbell and his wife were still in San Francisco, and people started showing up to their house when his daughter was home that night after the loss and like honking and stuff. So
we need to get those. You know those? Is it the Hell's Angels, the motorcycle gangs that show up whenever the Westboro Baptist Church is protesting?
Yeah, David Wells.
The Angels.
Yeah,
have the people with the giant angel wings standing outside Dan Campbell's house. Protect that thing.
I like that. But yeah, it's fucked up. Dickhead move.
That's what happens when you don't have a full picture of the history of the Lions when you're a high school student.
Yeah.
And all you've known for the last couple of years is optimism and success. You don't want to go back.
Also, what happened when you don't understand analytics?
True.
Because, like, some of those were analytic play, and also Dan Campbell, like, he was going off vibes. Actually, that guy didn't know ball because he probably didn't watch the Lions all season.
Also, Josh Reynolds should have made that catch.
That's also true. Okay, week 4. It is. I still do treat week 4 as the end of the first quarter, even though we have 17 games, 18 weeks now. I don't know why. Just will never get out of my head.
Me too, but I think it's because I grew up listening to Joe Gibbs. Mm-hmm. You grew up listening to Lovie Smith. And those were two big guys that were into splitting the season up
first quarter.
4 quarters.
Yeah. So week 4. I can't believe we're already here. Week 4.
I feel like this is the week where after week 4, we have a big enough sample size to know like what's a fluke and what's not.
Also, after week 4, there's buys.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So that's always like fucked up. Like, oh, shit, we're in bye weeks.
Yeah.
So just before we get to each game, this is Hank. You have been doing your Hungry Dogs for a few years now. It's been dominating this year. So underdogs of 7+ points to start the season are 4-0 straight up. The first time dogs of 7+ are above 500 straight up through 3 weeks since 1956.
Yeah, so if you look at the first 3 weeks, the biggest underdog of the week
has won.
The Patriots won in week 1. They were 8-point underdogs. The Raiders won against the Ravens week 2. They were 9-point underdogs. And then the Commanders won in week 3. They were 7.5-point underdogs. It's the first time in 70 years that's happened.
Is this just simply that we are overrating the AFC North?
That is a possibility.
Because that was Bengals, Ravens, Bengals.
That is a possibility. Or maybe we're just overrating the Bengals.
Yeah.
No, that can't be it. They're good.
No.
Their defense is good.
No, because the Ravens lost too. So it's just an overrate. We put too much respect on the AFC North's name.
But you know what? I'm fine with that. That division is football.
Yeah,
I respect that division.
They're the definition of football. Yeah, and NFL underdogs 6+ points are now 12-1 against the spread through 3 weeks. So that's crazy.
If you're a betting man, which I think some people on this podcast are, biggest underdog this week, you know who it is? Hank's Patriots again.
Ooh.
What is it, 10.5?
Yeah, get right game?
10 right now.
10, okay.
Okay, let's get into some games. Good slate. Good mix. Saints and Falcons to start. Excited for this game. I do think I like the Falcons in this game. I'll give you 2 reasons why I like the Falcons this game. One, I think the Falcons played like that game against the Chiefs. They were very, very close to winning, and it felt like whatever happened at the end of the Eagles game, maybe the Falcons found a little bit of something. And I think the Saints are banged up and are coming back down to earth. So they have the centers out, and Cesar Ruiz, their right guard, is out. And I like the Falcons.
So the Falcons also have, I believe, 2 linemen that are out this game. And we did a bad job at the end of the Chiefs-Falcons game. Hand up. We were recording as the game was ending, which is always, it's tough for us because we're trying to actually talk about the other games while keeping an eye on the Sunday night game. And for all the shit that we talked about, Chiefs derangement syndrome after week 1, when Bengals fans were doing the screenshots of the still frame of the pass interference that was actually pass interference.
Yeah.
The Falcons had a completely legitimate gripe against the Chiefs at the end of Sunday Night Football for that pass interference in the end zone.
Correct.
You got fucked on that. So I just wanted to make sure that we said that out loud. But that's how they get you with the Chiefs derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
The teams that complain too much about they cry wolf about the other calls, and then when it really happens, sometimes it slides under the radar.
Yep.
You had every right to complain about that if you're a Falcons fan.
And also complain about your stretch run on 4th down.
Yes, also complain about that. Now, part of that is that Kirk is definitely limited with his mobility right now.
Of course.
So they can they know that he's not going to keep it. He's not going to bootleg out. He's going to stay relatively stationary. But that's usually when Kirk Cousins is at his best. When he doesn't have to move too much.
I just like them in this game because I think the Saints are going to struggle with the offensive line issues, and the Falcons offensively. Have you seen? It's like the tired wired. Tired is Bijan Robinson making incredible cuts and juke moves. Wired is Bijan Robinson just blowing up people in the blocking game. He's such a good blocker.
Dude, I love running back pass protection.
It's awesome.
There's nothing better than seeing a running back just lay out a lineman.
Because they're always underdogs by nature in that setting. The guy who they're going to block is going to be bigger than them every single time. And he had a couple. There was one in the Eagles game where he blew someone up. I think he had one in the Falcons game. So yeah, Bijan, maybe blocker of the year.
I love
Should
that.
he get a vote?
For block of the year?
All pro at lineman?
Yeah. They should give a vote, or they should give a Pro Bowl position to just a blocking back, just for 3rd down.
Yeah. So I that's my new Bijan Robinson. I love watching Bijan Robinson. I've added just watching him block people as well.
So this is also kind of a revenge game for the Falcons, because if you remember last year, the way that the Saints-Falcons game ended, that was when the Falcons were getting beaten pretty badly.
I'd like to forget every Desmond Ridder game, but go ahead.
And Jameis Winston did the handoff at the end, the victory formation handoff.
That was for the vibes.
Which Jameis was being a good teammate and trying to get his boy a touchdown, but the Falcons were pissed off about that.
I don't think that is a revenge game just because that was a Jameis going rogue, and he's not on the Saints anymore.
I think they can use it.
Yeah.
I think they can use it. I think Raheem Morris might dial it up at least one time in film session this week. Like, look what they think about you.
But they might, like, I would imagine if you tried to get Kirk Cousins to buy in on the revenge factor, he'd be like, no, Jameis is he's a God-fearing man just like me.
He stands up in front of the team.
Him.
Hey, guys, let's turn the other cheek.
Yeah, right, exactly. He's not a revenge type of guy.
Yeah, but maybe the defense is.
Maybe the defense is. Yes, that's true. I also think just the way that Jameis has been a star and so funny, you could never stay mad at him. Of
course not.
You never stay mad at him.
Of course not.
You just can't. Okay, next up. Big game, huge game. Vikings at Packers. Jordan Love might be back.
Yeah,
I believe he's going to be back. I'm intending on him being back.
I think he's going to be back. He practiced. There were rumors that he was like doing walkthroughs and shit last week. He was actually practicing this week. I think he's going to be back. So as much as I would love one more opportunity to bet against Malik Willis, it's been very financially productive for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get that this week. Now, I think I'm 100% in on the Vikings.
Okay, that's funny because I have the exact opposite thought.
I think I'm in on them. I don't think what they're doing is a fluke. I think that their defense is really confusing, and I think that Sam Darnold – I don't know if Sam Darnold's like a great starting quarterback at large in the NFL, but in this offense with this head coach, I think he's really, really good. I don't think that there's anything fluky about it. I think for whatever reason it fits him, and I think I'm in on the Vikings this year.
So – I'm not saying I'm not. Everything you said, I somewhat agree with. Like, it's not fluky in the fact that I think they're a good team. I just think this is like their absolute sell high spot.
Well, it's
like everyone's like the Vikings are for real. The Vikings are for real. I'm feeling like this is a spot where Sam Darnold's going to lay an egg and everyone's going to get off the scent. And again, I think they'll still be good. So I'm not going to say if Sam Darnold comes out and plays bad, I'm not going to be like, oh, Vikings back to earth, they stink. I'm just going to say I expected he'll throw in a clunker once in a while. That might happen this week, and that's actually where the Vikings want to be because they want everyone off the scent.
It sounds like you're being a little bit anti-Semitic.
You're
being anti-Samite.
Anti-Samite?
I am pro Samite.
Okay.
I don't know. What I've seen from him is really good, and also it's like strength for strength in this game. So the Packers have a really good run game, and the Vikings, I think, have the best run defense, and they've gone up against some pretty good running teams too.
Well, the Packers have a good run game because they had to run.
That's
with
true.
Malik Willis. So I don't. If Jordan Love's back, I think the Packers are going to win this game. And I might even take it if they're not back. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Vikings keep just rolling, but I feel like this is one of these 3-0 teams is going to have to lose this week.
It's a get right week for the favorites, I think.
You think
it
so?
might be.
See, I'm also
now everyone's like, oh, the underdogs.
Right.
I've also not had a
gonna
correct
flip.
read on the Packers all season.
Yeah, I think
So keep that in the back of your head.
I like the Packers in this game. I think the Vikings are probably a playoff team, but they do better work when everyone doesn't take them fully for serious. So if they win this game, like it's a visualization game, they win this game, they're 4-0. They just beat the Packers. Maybe even throw in the Lions losing on Monday Night Football, and so it's now 4-0, and everyone else is 2-2 in the NFC North. You're like, holy shit, they got a 2-game lead. I don't know. I just don't see it.
I also got that wrong. They're the second best against the rush in the NFL, but still very good.
Yeah.
The Vikings defense.
Yeah, I just think the Packers will obviously be very different if Malik Willis is. If Jordan Love is back, they're not going to run the same way.
It would be good for your personal discourse if the Vikings happen to win, and then you could say, like, go back to Malik Willis for the Packers.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's going to be all I'm going to talk about. Yeah. No, if Jordan Love plays and loses, I'm going to be a real fucking piece of shit online because that's all I got. All right. You know what? Let's talk about it. I think it's a Rams-Bears. I think the Bears are going to win this game.
Same. If I'm following my model that I just talked about.
I think it's also
But it's gross.
What's
the
your
game.
model?
It's a get right game. For
Get
the
right.
favorites.
Get right.
Get right week.
The game after the kitchen sink is always tough.
Because you don't have anything left to do anymore.
You have nothing left.
No leftovers.
So there also is a stat behind that. Teams coming off of 14.
Wasn't kitchen sink just like kitchen sink is just cleaning stuff?
It's a phrase though. Throw everything.
No, I know, but
yeah.
but like there's no left. It's just
You got the garbage disposal. This is garbage disposal game
you're
for
just
the Rams.
you're throwing a bunch of like Windex at teams when you throw the kitchen sink at them.
So wait, when you throw the kitchen sink, are you saying is it like we don't have anything left to eat, so we're going to take everything that's the dirty stuff that's in the kitchen sink and scrape it off, and that's what we're going to have?
I think it's
Or
everything
like you just
but
pull
the kitchen sink.
out of the socket and throw that.
Okay, so you have no food left.
No. The phrase is everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just leaving just the kitchen sink. You're packing up everything but the kitchen sink.
Okay, so you still do have a kitchen sink.
Yeah, you have a kitchen sink to piss in.
Yeah.
You have to pee somewhere.
The Rams' pass defense is really, really bad.
Their entire defense is not great. They give up the most yards per play.
So I think that Hank might be right about this one. Is this going to be a Caleb coming out party?
I mean, he threw for 363 yards last week. I think he's already out.
You think he's out?
Yeah, he's out.
Okay. I think but if he goes dummy this game,
I think he's out already.
then I think that's the coming out party.
Also, I said the Bears were going to win this game before Hank said the Bears were going to win this game. That's a fact.
That's true.
But credit to Hank. He did. And if the
I also
Bears
said
lose this game,
it's
I'm going to blame
gross.
you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is your boy Keenan Allen going to play this week?
I believe he is, and I also believe they're finally going to make the right call and have Roschon Johnson start. So, little teaser, he's probably going to be my TD parlay. I think Roschon is, I mean, you could see he's run a lot harder than DeAndre Swift, who I don't want to say DeAndre Swift stinks because the offensive line is not great, but DeAndre Swift might fucking stink. Yes.
Again, I'm a Bears guy because what I'm about to say is
I know that.
the clip. There was a viral clip that went out on social media that was like someone breaking down film of DeAndre Swift in slow motion running into his players and defenders. Those clips are bullshit.
Agreed.
When it's slow motion and it's like you have no time to think.
Yeah.
It's a split second decision. He went right instead of when he should have went left. And you cherry pick those and put them in slow motion, everything looks bad.
Counterpoint, that's kind of your job as running back.
Here's my
but I'm saying you cherry pick the bad ones and compile them
Yes.
together, it's gonna look worse.
Right.
Like there's a million of those every game.
Yeah, even for good running
every
backs.
running back doesn't get it right.
Yeah.
The film community online has gotten a little away from itself, where there are people I follow who I trust who will show good and bad, but there's also an entire group of film community that will like just highlight one play and be like, what is this team doing?
This guy's ass.
This guy stinks. Look at how bad they are.
I think it's
like,
because you can get paid off Twitter now, and they just know that
yeah,
they hate.
They'll just put up those bad clips, and it's just like, okay, can you like one? We don't know what everyone's. That's the other part is with the film. I trust some people, but I also think there's a lot of people who think they're film experts, and you don't know what everyone's assignment is on every single play, and they just kind of guess, and they try to highlight one bad block or one bad run. Like, this guy stinks.
With running backs too, where they have the still shots of where there's a hole. Sometimes the hole's not even there by the time the running back gets there. It's just if you find a screenshot and there's open space, it's rushing disinformation is what it is.
Correct.
And so we got to be on high alert for it.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that like DeAndre Swift has been in a lot of Eagles talk.
Oh, you want him back?
No.
Oh.
How much better
the Eagles' offensive line is? Yes.
Correct. So,
correct. That's a no-brainer.
Also said, and how much better Saquon Barkley is.
Than DeAndre Swift?
Yes.
I like that.
Because they were like DeAndre Swift had these same running lanes as Saquon Barkley is getting this year, and we're seeing the difference.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better because I saw someone posted the other day. They were like, I don't think DeAndre Swift's the best player ever, but maybe it's not all DeAndre Swift. And it was like DeAndre Swift yards per carry. It was like 5.0, 4.8, 4.7, 5.2, and then this year it's like 1.6. But that makes sense. He was a system running back. Mm-hmm. He had a great offensive line. So, seems like a nice guy, by the way. I'm not trying to bash him.
I would count this as a Caleb coming out party because the Bears offense is last right now in DVOA. So if he has a good game,
stat, cool.
If he has a good game,
he had fucking the most yards since Brian Hoyer in 2016.
So 363 yards, and if we're going off the trend of him doubling his previous yardage, which has happened every game this year, he will have 626 yards passing this week or more.
Love it.
Would be a record.
Love it. He's already out. I don't need nerd stats to know he's already out.
He's been out.
He's been out.
I saw some TikToks that said
he has
that too.
been out. Yeah, and the Rams are still very injured, but I don't know if they win this game. I guess I should start getting nervous about my pinky.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are put together with like duct tape and bubble gum right now.
Yeah.
But their coach is so good.
And their quarterback's so good.
If you look at coach versus coach in this game, one team has a big advantage.
I was thinking about this recently about your pinky team. Remember last year before the year you were like hyping up Matt Stafford to win MVP because you could see
I did this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
You had this whole thought process of how like the Rams could go on a run. Matthew Stafford's so good.
Yeah, this is gonna.
I could.
Yeah,
you just went full 180 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, everyone's gonna I'm gonna get all this credit for saying that predicting Matthew Stafford's MVP season. When I say all this credit, like literally no one give me any credit. What did it cost my pinky?
Yeah. Yeah, the Bears. I mean, the Bears' defense is good enough where I think that they'll be able to take advantage of having a bunch of starters out on the Rams' offense.
Yeah,
the question is the defense on the Rams going to be as bad? Because they're last in yards allowed, 425 yards a game. No other team gives up more than 400 yards a game.
Yeah,
so they're last by a big margin.
Yeah, that also is that game against the Cardinals where they just got torched.
Coming up,
where we're at that weird spot where 3 games is the sample size. So I start trusting stats, but you're also at say if you have one bad game, then you could be the worst in everything.
Yeah.
All right. Steelers at Colts. I have a question. This might sound crazy, because I'm not the biggest Anthony Richardson fan, but is Anthony Richardson potentially better than, or can he play better than, Kirk Cousins' first game after an Achilles injury, rookie year Bo Nix, and a significantly hurt Justin Herbert without Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt?
I think he can.
So maybe he can have better success against the Steelers defense than the first 3 teams they played. I'm not saying the Steelers defense isn't good. Yeah. They have not played a gauntlet of quarterbacks.
The Steelers defense is really, really good.
It is, but they've also not played a gauntlet of quarterbacks. And could Anthony Richardson maybe play better than those 3 things I listed and win this game?
I think he could, but also the Steelers, they have a formula, and they're gonna bleed you out on offense. They're gonna run the ball. They're not gonna turn the ball over, and then their defense is gonna suffocate you.
Yeah.
I feel like the Steelers, they're gonna be one of those teams that people are like, how is their record so good this year? And it's because I love the fact that they just know who they are and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time. Big time.
Also, Justin Fields playing pretty well.
Yes, he is.
And Mike Tomlin has refused to name a starter. I think he's just going to we're going to ride with Justin until the wheels fall off, and then we'll put Russ in.
Why do they cater to Russ like this? He hasn't done anything. I don't understand. Like, we watched him. He's not good anymore.
I think Russ kind of needs to be catered to.
Yeah. They need to basically do bar rescue. The Steelers, if this becomes a quarterback controversy in any way or messes with Justin Fields' confidence, they should do bar rescue Sean Payton, and he just comes in and he just shits on Russ, and he's like, all right, I've done my job, I'm out.
That would be fun. Also, Mike Tomlin should tell his medical staff to like secretly treat Russ Wilson incorrectly. Like, give him heat when he needs ice.
Yeah.
Give him ice when he needs heat, so he's still got that nagging little injury in his calf.
I don't think you have to be secret about it. You could just tell him this is a new formula to get back on the field.
Yeah, listen, this is it's actually inspired by the blockchain, and so it's next level shit. So we're doing like crypto healing on you.
Yeah.
And just wait, it's going to work really well. And then Russ will be like, yes, okay, that sounds like it's preparing me for excellence.
Yes.
And then just keep Justin out there.
Is Steelers Colts one of those weird games I somehow remember? Maybe it's because of the playoff game and Roethlisberger tackle. Or no, it was Peyton Manning tackle of sorry.
No, it's Ben Roethlisberger tackle of Bob Sanders. I think.
That's right.
Mike Vanderjack missed the field goal.
Yeah, he got. I don't think it was Bob Sanders because remember the story was that the guy got stabbed the night before.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Bob Sanders.
Yeah,
it was somebody else.
But I don't know why I can just remember a lot of Steelers Colts games, and they have never once played in Pittsburgh.
Well, I think, was that when Harbaugh was on the Colts and they lost to the Steelers in the AFC Championship game?
Maybe, but I'm saying in like the last 20 years, they've only played in Indy, in my mind.
Yeah, I don't...
Again, this is not a real stat, but in my mind, they've only played in Indy.
It's a sneaky good uniform matchup.
It is. It's very good. But yeah, I feel like they play every year, and they play always in Indy.
Yep.
That might be one of those, you know how Notre Dame will play in neutral sites, but they're not neutral because they're Notre Dame. They're like, we'll go play a game in Texas.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the Steelers game in Indy every year.
Yeah.
Because it's a drive and Steelers fans travel anyway.
Yep.
We have a giveaway too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so what do we want to do for the Colts?
I think we go
giveaway.
Hold on. Let's get the who got tackled.
Oh, if they have that jersey?
Yeah, which is kind of sad.
But he survived.
No, I know if they have the jersey because they lost the game.
Okay.
And that was like if he didn't get stabbed, maybe he would have been okay. Let's see. That was such a crazy play. Who did Ben Roethlisberger tackle?
No, yeah, who did Ben Roethlisberger tackle?
Harper.
Jerome Bettis fumble. Harper. If you have a Harper Colts jersey, let us know and we will give you 2 free tickets to the Colts Steelers game in Indy this weekend.
It's Nick Harper. Do
we have a backup plan if nobody has a Nick Harper?
I was Bryce
shocked.
Harper.
Okay.
If you have a Colts Bryce Harper jersey.
Yep.
and want to go to the game.
And I tell you what, if we don't get any people that have the Nick Harper or Bryce Harper Colts jersey by like, I don't know, you want to say 2 p.m.
Yeah.
If there's a Steelers Colts
a good custom Ben Roethlisberger jersey.
Yeah.
That they want to travel with.
Oh, no, we don't want to give these tickets to the Steelers.
Yeah, we don't want to give them a home advantage.
Yeah, I might get my season tickets taken away by Mr. Irsay. How about we do a couple? We'll do the couple. If there's a Colts and Steelers fan couple.
But Nick Harper and Bryce Harper's Colts jerseys take...
That gets priority.
Yeah. How would you even make Bryce? Would you do would it be a Colts jersey with like the lettering style of the Phillies?
It'd be Harper 34.
Yeah, but and also the lettering, you know that
34.
He's not 34.
Not 34.
What is he now?
He is 3.
Number 3. Okay.
I thought you were trying to say it. Okay, continue. I thought you were doing a bit there.
What?
No.
That like he's in.
Yeah, but it was a bit.
Well, no, I only recognize him when he wore number 34 for the Nationals.
That was a good bit. Fucking got him.
When he brought us to World Series.
Got him. Fuck you, Max. You got bitch.
Remember that when he left? And
that was a great. He got.
Then the Nats won the World Series.
Talk at the end of this postseason.
Yeah, I'm going to bet on the Phillies. We will. Okay, next up, Memesy, Broncos and Jets. Now, here's a question. Well, actually, not a question. A stat for you. Nathaniel Hackett, in his career, is 1-0 in revenge games against the Broncos. Average margin of victory, 10.0.
That's a nice, neat.
That's pretty crazy, right?
That is crazy. This is a double revenge game today.
Yeah, because we got Zach, right? Zach Wilson.
Well, we had Zach Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers didn't get to avenge his boy.
But he said he didn't care about it.
No, he cares.
He said it's. He said that a lot of people say things they regret, and Aaron Rodgers definitely, or not. Not they regret. What was the exact quote? I wrote it down. That's old news. We've all said things we'd like to take back. So kind of regret.
Is this when Zach Wilson makes Aaron Rodgers' life hell?
No.
I think Sean Payton should make Zach Wilson a captain for this game.
Agreed.
And Sean Payton's the kind of coach that would do that.
I bet you're right. And I bet he somehow gets into the game on like some weird play.
Like a gadget?
Yeah, like a Philly special, Bronco special. They just try to force him in.
Yeah, it'd be very funny if he got into the game and tried to run a Philly special and just got blown up.
Yeah. I didn't.
Not meme style, but like by a defender.
I didn't love Bo Nix saying that he is excited to meet Aaron Rodgers. I guess you can say it, but that is kind of weird still. He said it's kind of surreal, really looking forward to meeting him for the first time.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You're about to play him.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And you also you're going up against a revenge pot. Again, do I have to read the stat again? Nathaniel Hackett's 1-0 all time in revenge games against the Broncos, 10.0 average margin of victory.
Memes, how do you feel about Olu Fashanu?
I love him. And Aaron Rodgers said he reminds him of DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
That's a good comparison.
That's a phenomenal comparison.
That is a phenomenal.
Morgan Moses, he's officially out?
Yeah, about 2 to 4 weeks. It was a MCL sprain.
Did he go out leaning on his staff?
That's a good one.
Thank you.
DeBrickashaw Ferguson doesn't get enough credit for having the coolest name ever.
Agreed.
He was just an absolute stud, too.
Yeah. He needs more credit. We need to remember how cool DeBrickashaw Ferguson's name is.
Because DeBrickashaw is an awesome first name.
So much fun to say.
But when you match it up with Ferguson, it's like Vince McMahon meme in the chair just exploding at the end. Yeah, the Ferguson sets it off.
Yeah. We have to do a review of that doc.
Do we?
Yeah. I'm just interested to watch it because Vince McMahon came out and said that it was all fake news before the doc came out, which means I really want to watch it now.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes last night. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah. He's done a lot of crazy fucked up things. He's Vince McMahon.
Yeah. It's like that governor from North Carolina that was like, I don't know what's about to come out, but it's all going to be lies.
Yeah.
Well, I won't spoil it, but they started it, like the first episode was basically saying they interviewed all the A-list WWE people for a documentary, and then after doing a ton of the interviews, all of the allegations in the report and the Wall Street Journal stuff came out. So all the interviews with Vince were done before that, and then it starts with his interview being like, all right, I'm talking about me. I'll tell you guys the good stuff. But he's like, I should tell you the real stories, but I can't. Like, I don't want you to know the real me.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh.
Yeah. I mean, the Dark Side of the Ring, if people haven't watched that, it's phenomenal. Obviously, it's not every single episode's about Vince. It's about all wrestling. But, yeah, wrestling is crazy, and there's crazy fucked up stories behind it.
Can we get somebody to look up this stat? The teams that stay at the Greenbrier when they're staying on the East Coast, what is their record after staying at that specific place?
Sean Payton just loves the Greenbrier.
I think it might be one of those things that like Bill Parcells taught him.
Yeah.
Like this is the hotel, and then he's just grown up like as a head coach, always going back to the Greenbrier.
Yeah.
He's got like a points card there.
He loves that place.
I think he's got a points card at the Greenbrier, but that's where they chose to stay. Harbaugh, for some reason, chose to stay in Charlotte. He did not choose to stay at the Greenbrier.
Yes, mistake.
And teams this year are 0-1 staying in Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah, except for the Panthers who won a game.
No, but they didn't stay in Charlotte that day.
They didn't?
No, they were in Las Vegas.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, no team. Yeah,
no team
has won. No, teams have won in staying in Charlotte because the Panthers lost.
Okay, yeah.
We'll fine tune that.
But I'm saying the Greenbrier specifically, I want to know what the record is. If there's that stat available out there, I want to know if there's any magic in those hills.
I would like to as well. I know we don't do football guy of the week anymore, but Alex Singleton wins football guy of the week. Did you guys see this story? He tore his ACL against the Bucs. He's a linebacker for the Broncos. Then went on to have, he did it in the first quarter, went on to have 10 tackles. After the game was like, hey, I'm a little sore. And they looked at it like, yeah, dude, you got a torn ACL.
Respect.
It's crazy.
Massive respect.
I'm a little sore.
It also makes me question everyone that has an ACL injury.
Phil Rivers, he played in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I think we're ACL truthers.
I think ACL is, someone told, it's basically like when you get told as a kid, like, don't go swimming after eating tuna fish, or like, don't do this, something that scares you. If you make a funny face and get hit in the back, you'll be stuck in that face.
Don't take a shower during a thunderstorm. You'll get electrocuted. Don't stand too close to the microwave. It'll give you cancer.
Pop rocks and soda. Yeah. Those type of things. Maybe that's just all an ACL is. Like, don't tear your ACL. You'll be out for 9 months. No, how is that true? You can still play on it.
It might be a trick that football coaches give where they tell players you have a torn ACL, and if you choose to play through it, then you know that you're tough.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe an ACL isn't that bad. Also, I just wanted to say Patrick Surtain deserves a lot of credit for being a fucking stud. I know there was a couple PI calls in the Steelers game, but he has gone up against DK Metcalf week 1.
Mike Evans, right?
Yeah, 3 receptions, 29 yards. George Pickens, 2 receptions, 29 yards. Mike Evans, 2 receptions, 17 yards.
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome.
Very good.
And he makes everything else work when you have a guy like that who can just eliminate someone. Okay. Next up, so Garrett Wilson, not his day. We can continue the narrative of does Aaron Rodgers hate Garrett Wilson?
I love that happens whenever one receiver isn't playing well with Aaron Rodgers. It's because he hates him.
Yeah.
He won't talk to him.
And it's also funny because what did you think was going to happen? He got Allen Lazard on the team. He's going to throw it to him.
Bad vibes.
He likes him.
Bad vibes from Garrett Wilson.
Eagles and Bucs. Max. Would you say Max? Please rank the top 5 players on the Eagles when fully healthy.
3 of them will not be playing in this game.
Oh, well, you got to ruin it. I wanted you to rank them, and then we can figure out where they are. But yes, 3 of them will not be playing this game. How would you rank the top 5 players? Lane Johnson, 1.
Lane Johnson, A.J. Brown.
Cooper DeJean. Reed Blankenship.
Jalen Carter, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith.
Okay, so 3 of the top 5 are not playing in this game. That's a problem. That's a big problem.
Is this a get-right game for Bryce Huff?
Nah, he sucks. I'm done with him. I've been done with him.
We told you last week going into the Bucs game that the Bucs allow people to get to Baker Mayfield faster than any other quarterback gets gotten to. Like the time after snap, people are getting to Baker, and I think they sacked him 7 times last week. This might be the get-right game for Bryce.
No, it'll just be Jalen Carter eating again.
Okay.
I hate Bryce Huff. He sucks.
That's sad. That's sad that you turned
sad.
on him so fast.
Sorry.
Do you think you're going to win this game?
Honestly, it makes no sense that they're 2-point favorites in this game. Explain that to me.
I really can't.
That's the only reason I think that they might, because that line makes 0 sense.
The only thing I can think of is the Bucs we might have gotten way too ahead of ourselves with the Bucs. I know the win against the Lions was big, but the Bucs got dominated in that game on the stat sheet. They won the game, maybe, and then they lost to a 0-2 Broncos team. The Eagles are 2-1, and
by the way,
they're dominating on the stat sheet the other way. Like they dominated the Saints, so maybe the Eagles are good.
I need to rewind.
You didn't do Saquon. I know. I knew you said because you know why? Because you're obsessed with Jalen Carter.
I am obsessed with Jalen Carter.
You got blinded by Jalen Carter.
I know that Eagles fans are gonna be pissed at me.
Wait, so who's out?
I think Jalen Carter.
Is he out?
Nah, Devontae. I'll take Jalen Carter over Devontae.
Fuck. Then no one wants to hear me say the 3 out of the top 6.
All right, fine. I'll take
Jalen Hurts.
I'll take Jalen Carter out.
Okay.
No,
he's 6.
Well, Max tried to trade away Jalen Hurts on Wednesday's show.
That's true.
I would take that trade. Yes.
I know. That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just math.
I've just been going through the list this week. Like, I'm a real sicko. I get one sniff of victory, and I start to think to myself, who would I take a trade for? I'd trade him for Patrick Mahomes. I would.
I don't know if I would. PFT, I don't know if you would. Patrick Mahomes kind of been bad.
I think I would trade. I think I would trade Jaden Daniels for Patrick Mahomes. And the other trade that I would consider for the rights to Arch Manning and every future Manning throughout American history.
Get the bloodline.
So then I get like 100 years of sustained success.
I like that a lot.
Besides that, no deal.
Get the whole bloodline. Yeah, I think the Eagles might win because it makes no sense.
The line makes no sense.
But
That's
they have.
I think that they might win.
I think they might win.
Their offense, it's Jahan Dotson, Paris Campbell, Johnny Wilson. That's your receiving room on Sunday.
Britton Covey.
Britton Covey, IR, tore his shoulder.
Someone look up, is Vita Vea still out? That might be a way to just pound the rock.
I guess, but then you're missing your top lineman. Your
yeah,
best
this is
like.
But it makes no sense, so I'm going to take.
That's exactly. It makes no sense on the road. Why are they 2-point favorites with their entire offense out?
I love the battle of the stupid coaching styles going at one another. So you got Todd Bowles, who is the most conservative coach in the NFL when it comes to fourth downs and going for it, and then you've got Nick Sirianni, who is just stupidly reckless sometimes with going for it.
I would just say stupid.
Stupid, yeah. but his at least his stupidity is consistent.
Consistently inconsistent.
Vita Vea returned to practice yesterday. It makes no sense.
Because he is stupidly, he does make no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
All right, I like the Eagles. I think we talked our way through it. I like the Eagles.
Specifically because
Vegas knows
like
something. No, because Vegas knows something.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
The only sense I can think of is, like I said, if you look at the way the Bucs have won, like they got doubled up in yards per play, and yards is not indicative of everything, but there are certain box, like a 15-12 game that you won against the Saints. If you looked at the box score, you're like, oh, that was a really close game. The Eagles were able to move the ball, the Saints weren't. Like, that's a fact. Same with the Bucs and the Lions. The Bucs beat the Lions. If you watch that game, the Lions were able to move the ball. They just couldn't get it in the end zone, which is part of the game. But yeah, I think we take the Eagles as a team. Hank's been saying get right for the favorites. Mm-hmm. Okay, next up, Bengals at Panthers. This is finally a do or die game.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say if the Bengals lose this one, their season's cooked. Starting 0-4 would be very, very tough, if not impossible, to come back from.
Yep.
And if you look at the schedule, which is one of the easiest in the NFL, in theory for the Bengals moving forward, if you lose the game against the Panthers, then you can't count anything as a win.
I'd agree. Did you know that Andy Dalton won the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week? I think Jaden Daniels won a bunch of awards too, but did you know that was the first time in Panthers history a player won the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week?
So FedEx wasn't a sponsor when Cam Newton?
I think they were. I think the award's been around for like 2 decades.
So in his MVP season, he didn't...
I don't think he ever had a week where he won it.
That's strange.
Yeah, this is the first time any Panthers quarterback has earned this honor in the 22-year history of the award.
That's very strange.
Yes, no Cam Newton somehow, no Jake Delhomme.
But yeah,
that's
no Jake
crazy.
Delhomme. I think Andy Dalton is just still. I think he's just still good. I think he's a perfectly fine quarterback, and this is a revenge game too.
It is a revenge game without Adam Thielen, and he got the surprise factor. I think maybe this is maybe the game that the Bengals, they have to win one.
Yeah, because
they have to win one
because their offense is still very good.
Yeah. Do you know someone? I saw this online. Someone was tweeting about this, that they did the playoff predictors calculator thing. And there is a world where the Bengals win out 14-3 and miss the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, because other teams can win like 15. Yeah,
someone did it. It has the Steelers is 14-2-1, winning the AFC North. It has the Chargers is 14-2-1. It has the Chiefs as 13-2-2.
2 ties.
It has the Jaguars at the 4th seed being 14-3.
Love that.
The Texans at 14-3. The Dolphins at 14-3. The Bills at 14-3.
Yeah, let's. I mean, that would be chaos if there's a team out there with 2 ties.
I love how that guy had to just sit there forever, hitting just every single iteration to try to find the formula.
Listen, as a team that oftentimes finds himself at about 4-8 after 12 games, I'm very experienced with manipulating the playoff predictor.
It's
you can spend a half hour on there and get any result that you want.
Would that be the craziest sports story like ever? If they won 14 in a row and still didn't make the playoffs?
Yeah, probably.
I'm rooting for it now.
So
that.
Adam Thielen out is going to be, I think, a pretty big deal.
Yes.
Because Andy Dalton loves him. He's still good. Adam Thielen is still an effective wide receiver.
Yes.
When he has an actual quarterback that's throwing the ball to him. So, yeah, I like the Bengals in this one. My question for Bengals fans out there, I think that you agree with me on this. Why is Chase Brown not getting the ball more? Why do they keep having Zach Moss be their number one guy? Because Chase Brown is so much more dynamic.
I agree.
Than Zach Moss is.
I agree.
It doesn't make any sense. I was cheering so loud to put Zach Moss back in the game when I was at the game on Monday night because he's not bad. He's not a bad running back, but Chase Brown is so much better.
Yes, I'd agree. I don't. It doesn't make sense. Maybe this is just an off Bengals year because Zach Taylor has only finished 4th or 1st in the AFC North.
Yeah, so this might be number 4.
It's just feast or famine. His first year obviously was before Burrow, so it was 2-14.
How sick would it be if Joe Burrow got rid of the frosted tips before this game, but he did it by dyeing his hair red?
Oh,
so we have a ginger off.
Yeah,
that'd be
you
nice.
Should just mock him.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the last early slate, and then we have a few late slates. Jaguars at Texans. The Jaguars are in trouble. We have some Doug Peterson quotes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read you the first one. He said, "Listen, the speeches are done. The speeches are over. We don't need any more rah-rah stuff. It's just time to go play football, fix the mistakes, and do everything we can to play our best football this weekend." Isn't that kind of a speech?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of a rah-rah?
Yeah, the speeches are over. No more speeches. It's on you, man.
Yeah, no more rah-rah is rah-rah.
Yeah.
Like, we got to just play.
Yeah. It might be time for a players-only meeting in Jacksonville.
Yes. Well, everything is on the table, he said. That's a bad sign. Also, he said that we've had great conversations before and after football games when talking about his relationship with Shad Khan. There's no way they've had great conversations after these football games.
No, I'm thinking through all their losses this year, and I don't think a single one would have a positive.
Maybe the week one being like, man, we were real close to that Dolphins.
Good first half.
Yeah.
Good first half.
There's just no way that there's no way they're having great conversations.
So Hank was all over the Bill Belichick to Jacksonville. Did you get that from Albert Breer by any chance, Hank?
No.
That's just
from
you.
His brain.
Just
Love
you.
that.
Well, now Albert Breer's talking about it too.
Hey, Albert Breer got it from Hank.
Yeah. Got it from Hank.
Come on.
So Albert, please credit your sources.
Please.
I'm starting to think that there might be some truth to it. It would look weird. Don't get me wrong. That might be the one uniform that I think Bill Belichick would look the weirdest wearing in terms of those colors, the Jaguar head on his polo shirt. I can't visualize it, but then again, I think when we talked about the weirdest uniforms Tom Brady could wear, I think the Bucs were right up there at the top.
Yeah.
Like I can't picture it. So Hank you might be onto something.
And I think that's what you want to root for, Hank.
Cowboys would be the best.
Yeah, Cowboys, but if you're
just for the takes, it's bigger in Dallas.
Yeah, outside of the Cowboys though, like it's going to be weird for you to see Belichick coaching another team, just like it was weird for Tom Brady. And like PFT said, you almost want it to be the most random. It doesn't feel almost real if he's the Jaguars head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anywhere not in the AFC East is fine though.
What about the Giants?
Yeah, no,
because that could be open.
I could see him,
and he loves the Maras.
I could see him.
He's got a couple rings there.
I know he's never put on a Giants polo before, but I could see it.
I could visualize it. You should do a Photoshop.
I'm visualizing it. It feels a little grainy to me.
Yeah,
he looks good. He looks younger,
skinny.
Yeah,
he looks skinny.
I would hate that.
So I'm rooting for that just because Hank would hate
that. I blindsided you with that one.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be because he coached there, yeah. Also, here's another Doug Peterson quote. The confidence is high. Again, no chance. There's no way the confidence is high with the Jaguars right now.
What's the best team they've ever assembled?
I do feel that we have to just focus in on us internally keep things nice and tight. So they're doing the nice and tight. We got to the guys in this locker room, eliminate the mistakes that are happening and try to play your best football.
Didn't the Jaguars beat the Texans in Houston last year? I know they beat them one time.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of those ones where the Jaguars kind of owned the Texans for a while.
Because the Jaguars, they were very, very good at the beginning of last year.
Yes, that's right. I like the Texans in this game because part of me wants to try to figure out how can I time the Jaguars correctly, figure this out. I think maybe I can't, and they just stink.
I might try to time the Jaguars on this.
Okay, go for it.
I might
Be
try
my
to
guess.
Is it 7 points?
It is 7, I believe. Yes.
I might try to time
Good luck. Good luck, buddy.
I might. This is a bad idea, but I think I'm going to do it.
Okay, time them.
I'm going to time them.
Time them. Is this the week? You
This
don't
is
have
the
to do
week.
it this week. You could say you're going to time them.
No, this is the
and
week.
wait to time them.
This is the week. I'm not going to delay my timing of them. This is the week. It's a divisional matchup, and guess what? They pay these guys on the Jaguars to play football.
Facts.
Too.
That's facts.
These guys are professional football players.
I just looked over at Memes was doing like a meathead nod, like nice squat, bro. He's just going like this.
Yeah, Memes knows ball. Listen, no more time for rah
Yeah.
speeches. Time for speeches is over.
Jaguars.
Your head coach isn't going to talk to you anymore. Okay, it's on you guys. Men, you want to be men? Go out there and prove it.
Yeah.
Prove to me that you're men, boys. Because I'm not going to say anything, boys. Be
And
a
we're,
man.
and we're not going to do rah-rahs.
No rah-rahs.
And no speeches.
Now let's go out there and get them.
Yeah. Stay tight. It's all the guys in this locker room, but we're not doing speeches.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I think the Texans are going to win this game. But we're going to you know what? I'll time with you. Let's time it.
I'm not saying the Jaguars are going to win.
No, cover.
Cover. I'm giving a speech to them to cover.
Yeah, let's time it.
Now let's go out there and cover.
There's no time better than today to time the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. Because they don't play today, so we couldn't actually lose today.
That's true.
Patriots and 49ers.
This is like they're going to check into the game one time.
And that was Patriots 49ers.
No, like,
On the
know what I'm
red-
saying?
you're talking about on Red Zone?
If you're watching Red Zone, or you're watching
Yeah.
the primetime 4:00 Fox game or CBS, whatever it is, they'll cut to this game maybe once, maybe twice. It'll probably be gross. Get right game for the favorites.
Yeah.
Not a lot of confidence.
Not a lot of confidence.
So I have an interesting nugget here that we can talk about. Do you want to hear a nugget?
Yeah.
All right.
to hear a
So
I love nuggets.
stop me if you've heard this before, but Kyle Shanahan had a lead, and then he refused to run the ball, and he passed too much, and then lost the game. That happened last week. The Patriots are not. I wouldn't say that they're an aggressive, pass-happy offense. They're not built to blow you out by taking shots downfield. Would that be fair to say, Hank?
Yep.
They for some reason did that last week, especially at the start. They threw the ball a fuck ton. I feel like this is a double correction game.
Oh.
Where Shanahan, fresh off his, oh shit, I did the Super Bowl thing again, is going to pound the rock, and the Patriots are also going to pound the rock. It's going to be a rock off.
Which, yeah, like adds up to my point, being it's going to be like a 13-3 game.
You think it's a 13-3 game? I think the 49ers.
16-3.
Yeah.
Who?
49ers.
Oh.
I think the 49ers might score a little bit more than that. Patriots defense looks slow.
I mean, follow the trend. Biggest underdog.
True.
I don't believe in you, Hank.
Get right.
Do it.
For who?
The favorites.
It could be a get right for the Patriots.
Yeah, you've got conflicting get rights going on.
No, I've been steadfast.
Do you think we see Drake May?
I think it's a. I hope not.
Yeah.
Even in the one drive that he played, he got crushed.
Yeah.
When do you want to see Drake May?
When we have an offensive line that can block for him.
So not until next year.
And maybe the year after.
Yeah, next year.
Are you saying shut Drake May down for the season?
Not shut him down, but I would not get I get more scared than excited if he goes in.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because again, what's the best case scenario if he plays?
Well, even if you win out, you could guarantee yourself a playoff spot because you already have that one win. So by the math that we just went through, you could clinch if you won out. You control your own destiny.
Yeah. You could.
Yeah, I guess that I don't see it that way, but in theory, you're right.
Super Bowl goes through Foxborough this
Right.
year. I don't know if the 49ers are not good because they're hurt, or maybe this is just the year from hell for them. Or maybe, I don't know.
So Christian McCaffrey, it was reported earlier this week, he took a little trip to Germany to see a doctor. To me,
Crazy.
That doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of reason for optimism when he's going to Europe to see a doctor.
Did you hear Ryan Whitney say that he heard a rumor that might retire.
Really?
Yeah, that seems crazy.
Whitney also. I mean, he's on in a minute here, but like, he's stick to hockey, buddy. You can do the rumor boys for hockey. He actually admitted in the interview that's coming up that they just fuck around a lot with rumors.
Yeah, so that's
a crazy rumor.
It's a crazy rumor. Definitely not true.
Crazy.
You can't say that stuff on a podcast.
You
It'd be
can't.
crazy if it was true.
It's crazy if it was true.
It'd be crazy.
Where did he hear it from?
I don't know. He said someone from Barstool, but I don't know. I didn't ask him who it was.
I mean, these walls, if they could talk, they'd be like, Chris McCaffrey might retire.
Well, so Whitney,
It's so crazy. It's kind of believable.
It is, right.
He was out on the golf course earlier this week.
Yeah.
Whitney was.
Yeah.
Do you think he heard it on the golf course from somebody?
Who knows?
So, yeah, McCaffrey is in Germany seeing a doctor for experimental reasons, I guess.
Kobe did this.
Yeah. Well, German doctors running experiments doesn't always turn out so good.
No.
If he was going to retire, do you think it's a situation where he goes to Germany and the German guy tells him he has to retire, and that's what cues it off?
I think you go to Germany as the last stop.
Right, but you go to Germany and they're like,
we don't got any of that.
yeah.
Well, the German told me to quit, so I quit.
Yeah.
Imagine if FDR felt that way, Hank.
I don't know. It's weird, Hank.
Would be crazy.
Again, Whit. Yeah, if we see Christian McCaffrey this year, Whitney, it's despicable what you did. And if Chris McCaffrey does in fact retire, we should get to find out who the source is and give that person credit.
So what would the reason be for going to Germany? Is he getting a treatment done that's not legal in the United States?
I think they just have they do a lot of like stem cell stuff. I think it's Kobe did it with his knees.
Yeah.
So they probably just have, I don't know. You get another opinion.
Okay.
You get bored of getting second opinions just down the street. You're like, let's go to Germany. It might help.
Is it like Turkey for hair plugs? Like there's just
That's what I was thinking,
something
yeah.
that German doctors can do that American doctors can't?
Germany.
Yeah, well, some American doctors are very, very good at doing hair plugs, Hank.
That's true.
Really good.
But
Okay,
I guess
so-
it's cheaper, but that wouldn't make sense for McCaffrey. Like people go to Turkey for hair plugs because they don't want to pay the premium that Americans cost.
It's a bunch of like collegiate athletes flying back on German Airways, and they've all got their knees wrapped up.
Yeah, what? But Chris McCaffrey doesn't.
All right, I'm finding it out for you right now. All right, so there's a German doctor that does it's referred to as Regenekin, also known as Orthokin. According to WebMD, it is a type of regenerative medicine that uses your own blood to treat your joint pain. This serum is made from your blood. It's treated in such a way that it produces an anti-inflammatory protein called IL-1 receptor antagonist. This protein may change your body's inflammatory response and improve any damage to your cartilage. So it sounds like it's a procedure that we don't do in the States. People who have done it are Kobe Bryant, Peyton Manning, Tiger Woods, Tracy McGrady, and Freddie Couples. That's funny that Boom Boom went and did it.
Yeah, Freddie Couples.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's probably So I probably doesn't happen here. And I remember when Kobe did it, like his knees bounced back for another year or two.
I do think that there's something to having a doctor with an accent tell you something that makes it sound more official.
Yes.
Like if I hear a foreign, especially like a European accent from a doctor.
Yeah, you feel like you're in Rocky IV.
I'm like, that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. All right, that was our Patriots 49ers preview.
Whatever happened to just going to see Dr. James Andrews?
He doesn't do this kind of
good,
stuff.
solid American.
Achilles, he doesn't do this kind of stuff. Browns Raiders. I like the Raiders just because of the business decisions that were talked about.
Yeah, but is he overreacting?
No, I saw some of the tape.
I saw one cornerback that looked like he was completely checked out during one play.
I saw a few, but you don't check out on an Antonio Pierce team.
That's right, but I just feel like he might be doing the hard ass first year head coach thing. Like he might be overcorrecting, where he's saying he might also bench Gardner Minshew.
I mean, they lost to a team that hadn't had a lead in the fourth quarter for 20 games.
Yeah. I mean, that
was pretty embarrassing.
You have to fix things,
yeah,
for sure. But I get the feeling like Antonio Pierce is doing it's the classic hard-nosed first-year head coach thing where he's like, I'm going to fix everything immediately.
So you like the Browns?
Get the bums out. No, I don't like the Browns, but in this game, I think I might. I don't like them at all.
Yeah. I saw Deshaun Watson in his media day. His answer that I'm about to read, technically he's right. I just he's the worst. I feel bad for Browns fans at this point. Deshaun Watson was asked about more designed runs in the offense, and he responded that he is not a running back. I'm not going in there to ask them for more designed runs. If I don't have to run, I'm not going to run. I'm not trying to take any hits. I'm not a running quarterback in a sense. I can make things happen, but I'm not trying to run. I'm not a running back. It's not my specialty. They signed me to throw the ball, make decisions, be a quarterback, not a runner. Bro, you're just a jerk.
Yeah,
just be like, I'm open to everything. We got to win as a team.
Like, I don't blame him for not actively going into the coach's office and being like, hey, let me run the ball more.
Right.
I don't think any quarterback would necessarily want to do that.
Yeah, like the sentiment is not wrong. The way he delivers it, he's just a dick.
Yeah, he's a dickhead.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah, and he's just like, I don't want to run the ball. I'm a passer. I don't want to run the ball. I'm not going to ask to run the ball more. I don't
Yeah,
want
they
to take
paid me
more
to be
hits.
quarterback.
Getting hit hurts.
Yeah.
I feel my body hurts when big men hit me.
Just say it. We'll do whatever to win the team. And then he went on to say, if I run and get hurt, it's a lose-lose for Kevin Stefanski because people will blame him for getting me hurt. It's like, actually, it's probably a win-win because people will be like, thank you for getting him hurt, and now we can go to the playoffs with our backup quarterback.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
But it's not good if he gets hit and he gets hurt and then he has to go see a therapist.
True. That's bad.
Maybe he's just protecting people. He's protecting people from himself.
True. Either way, yeah, I'm buying in on Antonio Pierce, riling up the team.
I think so. They're the worst running team in football right now. The Raiders are.
Yeah, Samir White and Alexander Madison just can't get it going.
And if I know Antonio Pierce, the way to address having the worst running team in football is to run the ball more.
Yeah.
We just need to assert ourselves in the run game.
Lean on him.
Is what he's going to say. Which some coaches would say, if we're bad at running the football, let's play to our strengths. Antonio Pierce, I think he takes it as a personal affront to his physicality as a head coach.
Right.
He's like, we're the worst. We're not going to be the worst after this week, so we're just going to run the ball down your throat as much as we can. Also, I do think that the Raiders' defensive line is they're going to eat.
Yeah.
They're going to eat because the Browns' offensive line has a lot of injuries on it. And I think Wyatt Teller is on IR.
Yeah.
So things are getting worse for the Browns' offensive line.
Very banged up. Speaking of banged up, Myles Garrett has an Achilles foot and thigh. We all do.
But his are hurt.
Yeah. Achilles foot and thigh.
That's like the bone is connected to this bone thing.
Yeah.
It's just creeping its way up.
That's just a lot of injuries right there,
Achilles, foot, thigh. His knee's okay.
Don't hog them all.
Yeah. His shin's fine.
A lot of injuries.
His hamstring's okay.
There are a lot of injuries. All right, last two games. Chiefs at Chargers. Patrick Mahomes has not been very good.
Some would say that he has been good.
Okay.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they haven't lost.
That's true. But some may say he hasn't been playing very well. Actually, Patrick Mahomes said that. He said, I haven't played very well this year.
He hasn't played up to his own standard for himself.
I have a fun stat for you. In the last 8 regular season games, Patrick Mahomes is 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, is thrown for 300-plus yards just one time. Which made me believe that there's a chance Patrick Mahomes might just have the most fuck you career of all time to everyone who watches football and win like 10 Super Bowls and just play average football every regular season, and he can just clutch up whenever he wants, and he's like, fuck you guys, like I'll just do this every January.
Yeah, so additional info about that stretch where they've had, you said last 8 regular season games?
Yeah.
They are 5-3.
Yeah, no,
he's playing not bad.
No, I know. His defense has been playing great. He just has not been playing. He's not playing MVP Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He did in the playoffs. He's not. He admitted it himself.
Yeah. Also, those long pass interference calls, he doesn't get yardage stats for those.
Yeah.
So just a heads up. This is going to be interesting because Joe Alt probably not going to play.
No, he's out, and so is Rashawn Slater.
They're both dealing with something, as Harbaugh would say.
And the Chargers have a bye next week, and if they start Justin Herbert, that's just like the biggest mistake ever.
I don't think Herbert's going to start.
I don't
this
either.
week because his ankle is not going to get better.
I don't either, but I also, when Justin Herbert comes in the locker room and he's like, Coach, I want to go.
Taylor Heineke, though.
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes has been playing well in the regular season?
I think he's still, like, statistically, no.
I think he's looked off this year thus far. He said it himself.
But I think he's still been playing, like, pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, he's not been Patrick Mahomes.
He's not doing like the wow, holy shit. This guy is just stepping on our throats from start to finish. He's making plays when he has to. He's been clutch.
Yeah, I'm not, again, taking out playoffs because obviously that was a totally different run.
Yeah.
And this is just how he does it. I just noticed it, and if Chiefs fans get mad at me, you get mad at your own quarterback because he said himself, I haven't played very well.
Yeah.
He said, I haven't played it very well, and that's not even a stats thing.
He's been not up to Patrick Mahomes' standard, for sure. He hasn't looked like the crazy, holy shit Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. But, again, we do this every year where we're like, Patrick Mahomes looks off, the Chiefs' offense looks broken.
Yeah, of course.
And then next thing you know, they just won the Super Bowl.
No, they're winning the Super Bowl. That's my whole point is it's actually annoying that he can do this and get away with it.
So they got Kareem Hunt back.
Okay.
So it's not going to be the Carson Steele show.
Okay.
Probably splitting time, I would guess, at running back.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt. When was the last time he was on the Chiefs? Was that 2018?
I'll look it up.
I think it was
a long time ago.
I think it was probably like 2018. I think that the Chiefs are going to take care of it.
Yeah.
If Justin Herbert was playing, if they were healthy, I guess if they weren't the Chargers and had healthy players on offense, then I would say this might be a Jim Harbaugh welcome back to the NFL game.
Yeah.
But given what they're dealing with, I feel like it's the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm lockstep with you there. And if the Chargers have aspirations of going to the playoffs and that kind of stuff, like there's 0% chance to play Patrick Mahomes. Or sorry, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Like you have a bye week.
Yeah.
Okay, last up. Ravens, Bills. I think kind of similar. I believe in the Bills. I think the Bills are very good, but kind of similar to what I was saying about the Vikings. I think this might be the spot. The buy hot or sell high and take the Ravens.
Yeah. Josh Allen has been, I think he's the MVP right now, right?
I think he absolutely is the MVP through 3 weeks.
Yeah, I would say he's gotten off to the best start of anybody. The Ravens still feel like they're very hungry.
Yeah.
Like even though they got their win in, so they're not 0-3. I feel like this is still a very good Ravens team. They lost by like half a foot to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Raiders' comeback was just crazy at the end of that game.
Yep.
But the Ravens, I'm not selling the Ravens at all.
I
love the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree with you. John Harbaugh, I love this about him. He's like, feels like a real, the Harbaughs are just football coaches, but he went and like started coaching the offensive line. I think it was last week before the Cowboys game. He's been like, you know what? I'm going to show you how to do it.
I love that.
Give me this tire iron. I'll change the tire.
So
that kind of move with his own football team.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll take care of it. So the Bills are giving up 118 rushing yards per game so far in 2024. Even though 2 of their 3 wins have been blowouts, so the other team doesn't have to try to run the ball at all. The Ravens very good at running the football. Might be a Tractor-Cito game.
Yeah, it could be.
Because Tractor-Cito looked good last week.
He did. This is a fun Sunday night game. Okay,
there's one more game.
Oh, yeah.
There's one more game, Big Cat.
Oh, yeah, Commanders, Cardinals. I'm an idiot. My bad.
No, it's okay.
I don't know why I have it written down.
It's okay. I had a beat on this game.
This game's going to be fun.
I had a beat on this game a month and a half ago.
Now everyone's going to be like, you just missed that on purpose. I literally have it written down.
No, it's okay. I put in a bet for some reason like a month and a half ago on the Commanders to cover. I got a bad number, though. It was +3. Now I think it's 3.5.
Wait, the Commanders, you bet the Commanders +3 a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
And now it's +3.5. Why did you bet this game specifically a month and a half ago?
Because I had an idea about this game.
Okay.
I was like, this feels like the Commanders are going to be coming into form offensively, and the Cardinals, I still think that their defense is suspect.
Got it.
So I love the idea, and plus the Cliff Kingsbury factor.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm going to bet this
Revenge game.
I'm going to bet this game
and you somehow got a worse line, even though the
early August. Let me look
Commanders
it up. Yeah.
Were awesome.
I somehow got a worse line.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, also you forget that the Cardinals, people didn't know that the Cardinals were going to be this feisty.
But the Cardinals just looked bad on Sunday.
Yeah, they did.
Let's see. Let's see what my line is.
That's hilarious. How is that possible?
I don't know. I just saw
the Commanders' offense has literally been perfect for 2 games straight. They had an all-time performance on Monday Night Football, and you still.
No, wait. I got the Commanders' money line, which was +114. What is it now for Commanders' money line?
Higher than that.
You think it's higher?
It has to be. They're 3-point underdog.
Yeah, there you go. So I got a worse number on it.
That's insane.
It's bad investing on my
part.
How
did that happen?
I don't know. I think it's because the Cardinals' offense has looked pretty good, and the Commanders' defense has looked very, very bad.
It did not look good on Sunday.
No, it didn't.
It looked bad.
It looked bad.
It looked
also,
bad on Sunday.
Short week. Nobody had any idea that it was going to be a short week.
Yeah, they didn't know the schedule.
It is insane, right?
That's crazy.
Like the Commanders have been playing as far off the charts in the positive direction for the last 2 weeks as they could possibly be doing.
Right.
And yeah, the Cardinals coming off a bad performance. Listen, I'm not the best gambler in the world.
That's so funny. I mean, they've been perfect. The Commanders. I think there's gonna be points galore in this game.
Yeah, it's good. It should be a fun game.
I'm excited for this game.
Tressway hasn't punted in 2 weeks.
Because not to put pressure on you, PFT, not to put any pressure on you, but there's
Pressure
a
makes
lot
diamonds.
of pressure. You are basically holding our happiness in the afternoon in your hands.
Yes.
Because Patriots 49ers could get ugly.
Yes.
Chiefs Chargers could get ugly. Browns Raiders is gross. The Commanders and Cardinals have to give us a great game.
I'm putting
America's
the
looking
happiness
to you.
of the nation on my shoulders.
Yeah, like I just realized that those are terrible games.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Listen, if there's one team that's fun to watch in the NFL, it's the Washington Commanders.
you have to deliver.
I will
Are you
deliver.
up for this challenge?
I'm up for the challenge.
All right, I love it.
Again, we talked about how I have to build a winning culture for myself on Wednesday's show. I think part of that is taking on the responsibility of the entire nation.
Yeah.
Like I want the pressure.
I wish there was
Pressure's a privilege.
you know how you can slide the line when you're betting? I wish I could slide the money line and just take a worse line and get in your hole.
Yeah. Take an awkward line right into my hole.
Just give back money. Like, no, it's 145. I'm gonna take 114 with my boy.
I think. Listen, I'm obviously very confident. Some may say a little too confident in the Commanders. Some may say I overreact to one game because I've had nothing but absolute horse shit in my life for the
All
last
those people be
12
losers.
years. They'd be losers and they'd be haters. I'm very confident in our offense. Our defense, I'm still very realistic about. I think that our defense, we're not the worst in the NFL anymore, but we're definitely in that conversation for the worst in the NFL. And I think that if Dan Quinn can do anything in his first year, if he can make us to be like the 25th ranked defense or the 22nd ranked defense in the NFL, I think that would be a big win because we just don't have the dudes. We got rid of 2 of our pass rushers last year. We've got Emmanuel Forbes coming back, which some would argue that's a negative that he's coming back.
Yes, I would argue that.
Yeah, although he might get a little mojo going if he gets to tackle Kyler, because I think Kyler might weigh less than him.
True.
So that's good. But our defense is bad.
He's gonna think he's big and strong.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so strong right now.
Our defense is bad, and I don't think that that's going to change too much. It might change a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for over the course of the season.
But we're gonna have fun. I am concerned about Austin Eckler being out because he's been awesome. And one thing that he's been really good at, we've been waiting for. You know how like Cordarrelle Patterson was really good at returning kickoffs, right? Yeah.
In the new kickoff system, Austin Eckler has been the best at returning kickoffs.
Yeah.
He's been, for some reason, he knows how to return the new dynamic kickoff.
Right.
Which, by the way, is a great name for it.
Agreed.
Because even if nothing happens, it's called the dynamic kickoff.
Right.
And it sounds cool. Austin Eckler has been the best in the NFL at that. He's been very consistent. Him being out with a concussion is going to be, I think, he's going to be felt not only on offense, but special teams is going to be a big factor too.
I like you guys in this game, and I like this game.
Yeah, I'm just
America waits.
Sorry for injecting the Jaden Daniels quarterback conversation into a different game. I've just been my brain this week has been 95% thinking about Jaden Daniels.
That's low.
I've forgotten. Yeah, it probably is.
That's too low.
I've probably forgotten about so much other stuff this week just because my brain is just going Jaden.
Yeah,
Jaden.
That's
I should do that with Embiid, like when he first started playing.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, he could say
you
that.
would love
MVP. You're right.
You would
MVP.
love a Joel Embiid.
Scumbag player that injures people's knees whenever he gets a chance. What?
If you were to tell me that Jaden would have the career of Joel Embiid, so he'd win an MVP, he would
never get to a conference.
Never
finals.
get to a conference championship game.
Story's not over.
Switch countries to get a gold medal.
Yeah.
Front run.
I don't think I'd take it. I'm not going to make that trade.
I think you would.
I can do better.
I think you would.
You can do better.
I can do better.
You can definitely do better.
Like I said, we're going to win a Super Bowl in the next 5
considered
years.
a top 5 player in the league, even though he's injured every single season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also don't forget ducking your main competitor.
That's true.
Your rival all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Wouldn't want the meniscuses.
That's not true. He doesn't do that.
Does he have any meniscus
No,
left?
Definitely not. He needs to
All
go
right,
to
let's get to the
Germany.
picks.
All right, let's get to the picks. Let's do our TD parlay first. We have it. Find it in DraftKings. Everyone has a shot to score big with DraftKings touchdown parlay profit boost. This week, all customers can get up to 100% profit boost on any NFL touchdown parlay. The more touchdown bets you add to your bet slip, the bigger the boost and the bigger your winnings. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for everyone to score up to 100% profit boost on any NFL touchdown parlay only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Hank, PFT, myself, or is it?
I lost last week.
Okay. I also lost.
Oh, Max is back in. So me, PFT, and Max.
Okay.
I'm going to go Roshan Johnson.
Okay.
I think he's going to score.
What are the odds on that?
I don't know. Probably decent-ish. He did. He's getting an extended look this week.
I like that.
And I love an extended look. What's your pick, PFT?
I'm going to go with Breece Hall.
Okay. Max?
Minus 145. Not great odds, but
I'm gonna bring us back. I think these odds will probably change by the time.
Roshan is plus 190.
okay.
I think these odds will definitely change by the time game time starts. For the Dallas Goedert being plus 210 makes no sense.
Okay.
In what way?
He's the only guy.
He's the only guy.
He's the only
But then,
guy.
like, in gameplay. No, you know what?
It honestly
Let's go.
makes me think that maybe one of Devontae Smith or AJ Brown will play.
All right.
I
Let's
still
win
like
this.
I like Dallas Goedert.
All right, let's win this. All right, and then our picks. We have who's in first. I know I'm tied for last with memes.
I'm tied for first.
I think
nice,
I might
Hank.
be tied for first.
Nice, boys. All right, who goes first? I think it's me.
Yeah.
Big Cat goes first. Hank 3-3, PFT 3-3, Max 2-3-1. Me and Big Cat 2-4.
All right, I'll take the over in the Commanders Cardinals game.
All right.
I want it. I want that game to be fun so bad.
Come in the hole. Hole's wide open.
Yeah. All right, Hank.
I'm like, goatsy.
I will take the Packers -3
Okay.
Not going with the hungry
against
dog.
the Vikings. There will be a hungry dog this week. The dogs have been hungry this season, but the hungriest dogs are the ones that don't seem obvious.
How was the hungry cat parlay on Monday night?
Terrible. That's why dogs.
You're a dog man.
Never go away from the dogs. Cats, gross.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, I just spilled.
Oh no.
That's all right. I got a bunch of paper that I'm just gonna put. Look at this.
All right, memes.
I'm going to take the Cardinals -3.5.
Oh,
Against
That's a terrible line.
It's against the Washington Commanders.
Memes are such a dick.
That was such a dick move, memes.
Gassing up your boy Breece.
I mean,
trying
the
to
way
be
you
nice
were
to the
talking,
Jets.
The way you were talking,
Let him talk.
Yeah,
made me like the Cardinals.
Yeah, well, Max,
more and more.
you can suck
by the
my dick.
second.
Max texted
Okay.
me during the segment to go, it's hammer time on the Cardinals.
and
my
Hank
God.
responded, "Yeah."
All right. Well, you guys can both suck my dick. You don't want to see me.
PFT, I did not text
Yeah.
anyone during that.
Yeah,
That's
you don't.
bullshit.
You don't want to see me have success. It's sad.
That's so
no,
funny.
it's just like the way you're talking.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like there is a voice inside me that's telling me, PFT, chill the fuck out, but I'm completely disregarding that.
Yes.
I'm like that dude Stockton Rush with a sub that's going to the Titanic, and you're hearing the sub start to creak, and you're like, fuck it, we're gonna see this awesome shipwreck, and it's gonna be sweet,
going.
and you're gonna change the world.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm ready to be heard again.
Yes. All right. Who's up?
I am up. I'm going to take the Falcons -2.5.
Ooh, I like that pick. All right, PFT, you got 2?
Okay, yeah, I do. I love both these picks. Patriots 49ers under 40.5.
Okay.
Smart.
And the Washington Commanders +3.5. I like a money line, and I love them as a dog, so I'm taking the points.
Okay.
And I'm getting that fresh new line on them.
Yep. I seriously, I wish I could take your line. I would.
Yeah.
I would. All right, Max.
I am going to take Rams Bears under 41.5.
Okay. Memes.
I'm going to take Chiefs Chargers under 40.
Okay.
Browns Raiders over 37.
Whoa. Browns Raiders over 37.
Points are down.
You took the Falcons, right, Max? I'll take the Ravens -2.5. Does someone take them? No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, last thing before we get to Biz and Wiz, Fantasy Fuckboys brought to you by our friends at Body Armor Sports Water, the alkaline water that provides real hydration with electrolytes for taste. Everybody's always drinking around the office, the sports drink, the zero sugar, and even the Flash IV after a long weekend. We can't get enough Body Armor. The sport water, in my opinion, is the best water on the market. Head on over to your local 7-Eleven and get your Body Armor Sport Water today.
Yo.
It's
Jamalio Guadamalio.
Hey, Jamalio Guadiolio.
My stardom, America.
Fuck yeah.
The greatest country in the world, the place where real football exists. And we're going to fuck up the entire international section of the fucking world this weekend in golf.
Love it. I forgot that was even happening.
Max Homer's going off. Wyndham Clark going off.
Max Homer, good Italian boy.
Scotty Scheffler 15-15-30 in your fucking grill mix.
Love it.
Grill mix.
My Sid'em,
Grill mix.
Arsenal fans.
Arsenal.
Let me make something very clear. No one gives a fuck if you tied or lost a game against fucking Man City.
This is America.
If you're getting mad that someone said you lost a game when you really tied and acting like a tie is a win, you're a fucking loser.
Some would say it's not a tie, it's a draw, or it's a result.
In my opinion, if you fucking give up a goal and turn a win into a draw, that's a loss. So don't act like it's a draw or anything worse than a loss. It's a fucking loss. Fuck you, Arsenal fans. Watch real football.
Yeah.
Man City, what is that? A place that Tom Brenneman never wants to go to?
Exactly.
My
sleeper, Biz and Wiz. Coming up next on Pod of My Take. Great interview.
Yes.
Good plug. And Jamalio.
Thanks.
Hey, what's
Jamalio.
up? Hey, what's up, you dickheads? This is Mayor Adams from New York City. I'm starting Moodang. Moodang is starting. It's a pygmy hippopotamus we talked about. I'm not taking money from Thailand to say this.
Great coat.
I'm not making money from Thailand to say this, just so you know. If your child has a Moodang stuffed animal, look underneath it. There's a good chance that they're hiding crystal methamphetamines in their room beneath the Moodang stuffed animal.
Some Moodang loafers.
I'm sitting rats. They're running this city, and I think one wore a wire, and now I'm in prison because of it. So fuck rats. Rats are out. And then my sleeper is Zach Wilson, revenge game. I believe in Zach Wilson coming back. Denver is the New York City of Colorado. I've always said this. And Zach Wilson, he will be captain.
I agree. What's up, fuckers? My name is Matthew Sluka.
Hey, Sluka.
Matthew Sluka. I'm starting myself because I'm not starting anymore.
No.
I'm leaving UNLV.
The Holy Cross transfer.
Yeah.
Be a real shame if you ended up in Harrisonburg.
Yeah, I'm sitting NIL because everyone lies to you, and that's why I'm not starting anymore.
Nobody really knows what the rules are.
No one knows.
Vegas is a fucking corrupt place where money doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It's like, this is our thing. This is La Cosa Nostra. You keep your mouth shut if they don't pay you.
And my sleeper
this guy in the desert.
is the new quarterback for UNLV, Haj. He looks good, but I only saw one clip of it from Blutman. He tweeted it out. He said he's the real deal, and now I'm in.
Haagen-Dazs.
Haj.
Going to the desert to pay respects to the Haj.
Haj, yes, exactly. All right, that was good. Fantasy Fuckboys. That story is new day. It's NIL.
Yeah, so he was allegedly told by an assistant that he was going to get $100,000.
Yep.
And then he got there and he got $3,000 a week.
Yeah.
Is that it? And so now he's like, "Hey, you told me you were going to pay me, and you're not paying me, so I'm out."
Yeah.
It's like the Young Dolph case.
What's that?
It's like the Young Dolph case.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
It's exactly like
good
Young
point,
Dolph.
Hank.
Yeah, that was a really good point, Hank.
Yeah.
Hey, Young Dolph.
So me and Big Cat know, but Memes is over there like, "Oh, what's going on?" So maybe you can tell Memes.
The men who were arrested for the murder of Young Dolph were told they were going to get $100K. They murdered him, got paid $300 and then $500.
So they're arresting the guys that
No,
only
now
paid them
the guys that got
$300 for
arrested
not
are
paying.
ratting.
And they're like, "Hey, you should you should arrest these guys because they actually didn't pay me as much as they said they were going to pay me."
Yeah, very sad, fucked up, but similar.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Young Dolph.
Yeah.
I understand from his perspective if he got lied to and he's not going to go play in the NFL and he has one chance to get paid to play football, he's got to take advantage of it in red shirt.
Our friend Trill Withers had a good take on it and basically said that NIL is the modern day drug deal gone bad.
Yep.
If things don't happen according to plan, then what do you do? Who are you going to complain to about it?
Yep.
You just he's using the only leverage that he has, which is I have to quit after 3 weeks, and then I can play another season.
Yeah.
And his offense coordinator and head coach from Holy Cross at JMU.
Ooh,
Dino.
interesting.
Maybe reunite him next year.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's get to our interview with Biz and Whit.
Before we get to Biz and Whiz, brought to you by our good friends over at Chevy. There's a reason we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks. That's because for part of my take, there's only one pickup truck. It's the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Well, it's because Silverado is a partner. They've been a partner of ours. We love Chevy. We love the Silverado. They're a partner that you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using that Silverado for all kinds of part of my take jobs, adventures, other shenanigans. We're always in a Chevy Silverado when we're on the road. We took it to the Super Bowl across the entire country. It was wonderful. It was a nice trip. It was comfortable, and it got us there safe and sound. Got us through an ice storm in Cincinnati, Kentucky, and El Paso. We had to actually help push another non-Chevy car out of the ice storm down there. Our Chevy had absolutely no problem, but that other truck owner, you could tell he was pretty emasculated, that they needed some help. We were just fine in our Silverado. Silverado also helps us give fullbacks the recognition that they deserve with the Low Man Award. Watch out for the watch list coming soon. Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever dug in the state of Ohio last year at Grit Week, and it got us around California for this year's Grit Week. Got us to the ocean and back, training camp and back. Silverado brings that grit, legendary grit, paired with modern truck tech inside and out. It's got massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views. It'll help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the bold, blacked-out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss 2. Check it out. Head over to Chevy.com, build your own Silverado or your Silverado HD. Check out all the current offers on the Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability, all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. And now, here is Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette.
Okay, we now welcome on our two very, very good friends, probably our best podcast duo friends.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
that's
it
a
is.
compliment.
Yeah, it's.
You be
I don't
my
know who else
second.
would
You
be.
be my second.
The Kelseys.
favorite.
Caller Daddy.
Yeah, Caller Daddy.
You guys will be my second favorite.
Second,
Club.
who's number one?
I think Will and Taylor.
Oh, they've gotten to you. They broed you up.
They just jacked
guys
our-
probably- you
they
guys probably-
swagger jacked
They
us.
smoked-
bro.
they
You
smoked
probably-
them up.
You probably do a podcast together and then all hit the showers. All right, nice episode, boys.
Yeah,
Put
boys
a
will be
corner in
boys.
P. I knew this would get you
Rub
guys
me,
going.
Yeah.
rub me down.
All right, so it's Paul Bissonnette. It's Ryan Whitney here with us. I want it on the record. This is not our NHL preview.
That's in January.
January.
Yeah.
This is not our NHL preview.
Once football ends,
We
that's
do
it.
not want to. I don't even know if we should talk hockey.
Should we do our NHL recap?
We could do our NHL recap. We could do an NFL preview with you guys.
Oh, sick.
I know a little bit about the NFL.
Since he's going to be unreal.
What do you know about the NFL?
They're a very
I
good
know
team.
that Cincinnati Bengals are in trouble right now because what percentage of teams that start the season even 0-2?
I think one of the last 41 I
Yeah.
saw make the playoffs.
and now
three.
what
And it was them. It was Cincy.
ooh, good karma. Good karma.
That's
Now
not
they're
what karma
0-3,
is.
though. Now they're 0-3.
It's a good omen.
Good something.
Yeah, karma's
Good
different.
adjective I can't think of right
It'd
now.
actually be bad karma because they've done it before.
I think it's a good omen.
Yeah.
Omen.
Yeah,
Omen.
they've,
That's the
they've
word I
got
was
the
ex-
culture to do it in
Yeah, you're a
Cincinnati.
vocab
They
guy.
know how to do it.
Relax, Eminem.
I do have one little hockey
It's
question.
actually Joe Burrow. He's got the frosted tips now.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Little hockey question, not really NHL preview because again, we're not going to do it right now. Who can you guys explain the beef right now? What's the beef?
What?
You guys are beefing with a GM.
Well,
What is happening?
I'll let Whit handle that.
I just see a series of quote tweets where it's like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I back that guy.
That's not a... I never retweeted anything about
Quote
that.
tweets, I said.
Quote? I didn't quote tweet it either.
maybe it was
Biz,
the Chiclets.
Biz might have said that was Squanto's dad being me.
Okay.
But basically what happened was Jeremy Swayman is this awesome goalie that the Boston Bruins have. And they had Linus Ullmark as well. He won the Vezina 2 years ago. Swayman was kind of the backup, but they split time in the regular season. Ullmark took over in the playoffs. They lost in 7 games to the Florida Panthers. So then going into this past year, they ended up kind of splitting it, but Swayman took over as more of the number one.
Okay.
And then going into the playoffs, Swayman was unreal. They beat Toronto in 7, and then they lost to Florida in 6. Florida goes on to win the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Without Swayman, Boston probably loses to Toronto. He was dominant.
Oh, that's your team, Biz.
That's Biz's team. They can't win. Like the Big Deal Selects.
Just wanted to make sure we say that.
So So after this, Allmark now has 1 year left on his deal. Swayman is a restricted free agent. They tried to trade Allmark at the deadline because they realized Swayman was their guy. He denied a trade that they had lined up with the LA Kings.
Okay.
So because he had the no trade clause where I think he had 10 teams picked, he could decide LA is one of them. I don't want to go there.
Why wouldn't you want to go to LA?
I don't get it.
Don't understand.
It will make less sense when you find out that he went to Ottawa.
Okay.
So he is European, so maybe that difference in time zone, and he's got kids and the FaceTime.
Time zone,
and
no trade. I like that.
That makes sense. Like the time zone difference to Europe. Yeah.
Because there's no other reason where LA, like if he went there, like they could be a cup contender.
And it's also LA, pretty nice place to live.
And LA needs a goalie. They can't get a goalie. So, all right, well, Bruins like, we got to trade him. They end up realizing, or they knew beforehand, that his no trade list, he could change the teams on it on a certain day. Say it's July 1st. I don't remember the exact day. So they have this trade lined up with Ottawa. They're panicked. We think we got to get this done because if tomorrow comes, he may put Ottawa on the list.
Right.
So they trade him to Ottawa. They don't get much of a return. They got this goalie, Korpisalo, who struggled for a while now.
He's got upside.
Okay.
He has been very good, but he had a real bad last 2 years.
And Boston, they think their team defense, they think they could put any above average goaltender in net. And it's like system QB.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Boston's thinking
like
is.
on the
49ers.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Allmark was doing it, so was Swayman. They were basically doing it at the same time. Swayman has also never played more than 55 games, and I think he has
durability.
135 games in his career. Not durability. They were essentially the last 2 years sharing the net, but leaned towards more Swayman in the back half of the season because he was playing better. And in playoffs, his numbers speak for themselves. He was, I think, statistically the best goalie, right, Whit?
Yeah,
If not one.
Enough where like now 4 nations tournament, Canada, Sweden, Finland, US will be facing off this February in best on best. People are like, I think Swayman might be USA's goalie.
Okay.
Like he's turned into a star. Some people say he hasn't done it long enough, whatever. Backstory a little bit. The summer prior, the Bruins took Swayman to arbitration. Arbitration's where Biz makes the joke that all they do is rip on you. They say you got a small cock, you got bad breath, horrible teammate.
Your wife says you're horrible.
That's exactly how arbitration works.
They go in and they just bury you. Well, apparently they were so bad and so brutal to Swayman, he was pissed off. He was disgusted. It left a bad taste in his mouth.
Sounds like he might have a small cock then.
Who knows what they said?
So who is it that rips on you? Is it the GM?
I don't know if it's the actual
it?
GM or their lawyer. I don't know who actually is doing the ripping, the actual talking.
Because if it's like not a hockey guy, just like a lawyer that's doing it, that would piss me off too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you just know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Right? So it's Don Sweeney, the GM. So now they decide to trade Allmark. They don't have a contract with Swayman yet. He's still restricted, but they have decided to trade Allmark before this contract with Swayman, maybe figuring that they could just get him on the cheap and that he might agree to whatever, fall in line.
Yeah, I'm a
but
good
Swayman's
soldier.
got the bad taste in his mouth from arbitration, and then he did an interview where he talked about he understands that he wants to set the goalie market. He doesn't want to fuck over other goalies in the NHL and take this lowball offer. So the stalemate has come to the point now. I get news from somebody that Swayman got his last offer from the team after the team really didn't talk to him much during the summer, which is kind of standard in maybe July and June. So that leads us to today. I get word that they've given him an offer. 4 years times 6.2. Apparently his offer was 8 years times 9, which is definitely overreaching. But
9.25, which was the McAvoy contract, that was their comparable.
Got it.
So
I like how you guys are tag teaming this.
Exactly.
You guys should
I love
do a
it.
podcast.
Hop in whenever you want.
Podcast
so I find out that the offer is 4 years times 6.2, crazy low ball, and that they haven't talked in like 3 weeks. It's August. Camp's in 10 days. So I said it on the podcast. I was talking about what I'd heard, and we just kind of thought nothing of it. Biz was like, oh, shit, because I hadn't told him prior.
I was getting excited. Like, I was like, oh, we got this. You know, he's saying this on the pod. Like, fans are going to be like, oh, this is the most we've heard about this all summer. Drama.
So say I said this early September, if not late August. Don Sweeney, the GM of the Bruins, does a press conference the day before camp opens. That's pretty standard procedure for all the GMs. And in the middle of the press conference, he's being asked kind of over and over, what's up with Swayman? Camp starts tomorrow. You don't have your star goalie. You could tell he's frustrated and annoyed. I'm not going to address any of the rumors. Actually, I'll address one. That Spittin' Up on Yourself podcast.
Call it Spitting Up on Yourself?
Called it the Spittin' Up on Yourself podcast.
We got him.
They said, yeah, boom. I'm like, oh, he's calling us
Roasted.
names. He's talking about us. This is amazing.
He's a big fish.
He's like, Biz. Everyone loves Biz. My son loves Biz. I know he's an entertainer. He's talking about that. I didn't return Jeremy Swayman's calls for 3 weeks. That's bullshit. So we're like, this is phenomenal. We were at Chiclets Cup when it broke, Spittin' Up on Yourself podcast. The guy has no clue. And also, I had the contract offer, right? He didn't argue that. So whether it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 10 days,
right,
there's been enough silence in August with your star goalie that it's seriously alarming to most Bruins fans.
Right.
Yeah, and I would think that the Bruins, they're generally, I think, Biz, when you talk about the best regimes in hockey, or would you consider them to be one of the best?
Include this, Biz. Sorry, quickly. They have, since Don Sweeney took over as GM, I think 10 years ago, the most points in the NHL.
Yeah, I would say a very successful regime. They probably would have one, maybe two more cups if they would have executed their drafts flawlessly, or even like
got a bounce here. They go into Game 7.
Yeah, like 80 to 85% strike rate. They had 3 first-rounders one year, and I think they missed with every one, didn't they?
One of them was DeBrusque.
So DeBrusque was solid, but then there was a couple that were right around those other picks where you're like, oh, buddy, that's the guy. And I know it's hard to predict in the draft, so not full criticism to him, but overall replenishing, getting good free agents at the right price. They've really moved on from the right people at the right time, and he deserves a lot of credit. But
He's a big fan of yours too.
I agree with Whit, where I don't think that they really thought this through, especially after having kind of pissed him off in last year's arbitration. There was a reason. They didn't have enough money to pay him last year, this big contract. They didn't have it. This year now, I think they have $8.6 million now left in cap space, where what I view as a slap in the face offer was the 4 years at 6.2. They should have offered him, give him security, but maybe start off at 7 per.
Right.
I think there's not a chicken dick's chance in hell he doesn't at least get 8 times 8.
Chicken dick?
Chicken dick.
Well, here's another
Chicken dicks
kind
are
of
smaller in hell.
Yeah.
Another aspect of this is that his agent represented, if not still represents, William Nylander, who years back held out till December 1st with the Maple Leafs in the same exact
he's
situation.
like the Scott
and he got
Boras.
what he wanted.
So I know you guys have a lot of football fans and other sports fans. So moving forward, it's a gamble because they have that Korpisalo who's struggled the last couple of years.
I heard he had a lot of upside.
Lots of upside. So all of a sudden you get him in front of this structured team with good defense and good special teams.
Anybody can be a good goalie for the Bruins.
And he has a hot start.
What do you mean by that, PFT?
It's kind of like a system, kind of like Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan.
Got it.
You get a running back or you get a quarterback in there, and then you
they're
just plug and play.
defense?
You just plug and play. The way they're
Let him go. Let him go.
Whitney had it so
They're doing their thing.
We're making good points.
You are. I was listening to your football analogy.
Yeah,
I
because the
love
way
it.
their defense is set up, you don't need a superstar. You don't need a
But
freak
here's the
back
thing,
there.
though.
Brock Purdy.
But if you go back to playoffs, he was probably their best player overall.
Yeah.
He
Right.
was their star. So
And they've been
it's
so
kind of
close.
hey,
They've
we're
done a
gonna
good
go
job
to
in the draft.
arbitration. We're gonna
Well,
Except for
two out of three
DeBrusque.
first-round picks.
we're gonna go to arbitration. We're gonna rip you apart, and then all of a sudden you become the starter. You lead us into playoffs, and that system did let him down a bit based on the amount of shots they were giving up, and he stood on his head against Florida.
Right.
So it's like, oh, fuck, he proved it, so then offer him. He's your guy. And if he wasn't your guy, why the fuck did you trade the Vezina winner from
Right.
2 years ago before you had it? Because you wanted to get Korpisalo and a draft pick and maybe some prospect? Come on here.
So
manage your assets better. He fumbled the deal, and he called him out on it, and he said it was a slap in the face offer. The only discrepancy was Whit said, basically he didn't return Swayman's camp's callback, where worst case there was radio silence for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. And
So-
then boom, boom, boom.
So this happens. This is awesome for the pod, right? Whenever a
if we
GM
get
calls you out.
yeah, it's an original 6 franchise with an enormous question mark as camp begins over their star goalie, and the guy's talking about us. You think he's rattled?
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, you don't ever want to be on the side of saying something on the pod. It turns out it's not true with the size that our show is. But what do I have what do I have to get out of like making that up?
Right. So what happens if they don't come to an agreement?
So here's the kicker.
Yeah.
So I think December 1st, maybe a week or two discrepancy. If he is not signed by that time, they forfeit the season. Like he can't play at all.
Oh.
So let's say Korpisalo all of a sudden he's 10-4 with a 9-10, 9-15 save percentage and a goals against average like a little above 2. It's kind of like
Swayman could
holy
be in
fuck.
one.
Swayman's gonna start sweating.
Right,
Because they're
yeah.
gonna see everybody. We could put any guy in here. Last fucking 4 goalies were successful playing in front of this team.
Right, so Swayman might end up in a position where he is rooting against, in a way. He's rooting for the Bruins to win, but he's rooting for them to win
6-5.
6-5,
Right.
exactly.
Now, on the flip side, probably more likely, Korpisalo's trash at the beginning, and they're losing.
Oh.
And the fan base is already loud about get him signed.
Yeah, the pressure
then
turns
it's like then it's like you could lose your job.
Right.
So I need you to tell me what side to be on, and I will be very vocal.
Well, we're the players' side.
Okay.
Yeah, always.
And we're the players' side. And also, it's not just the players, because I told Biz, if Swayman was like, I want 9.5 and I'm not
Greedy.
budging, I'd be like, all right, well, you're ridiculous.
135 games in league. No.
Yeah.
I think if Boston said here's 8 years at 7.75.
I was just going to say that number.
Wow.
That to me is
7.75.
like shake it now. You got your length. If Swayman's saying no, I ain't taking less than 8.75, then
Also,
I'm
you're
kind of in a situation where maybe I would be Don Sweeney and saying, well, wait it out because that's not the offer we're ever going to give you. And December 1st, tick, 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 and let's see who has the leverage by then. And it's basically, what do you call it when you line up to the back and you walk out and then you shoot?
Duel.
It's a duel.
Yeah.
It is a duel.
I love that.
So you guys are like, you get sources now, huh?
He does.
All
yeah,
the time.
No, not a ton, but like,
I feel like this happened a few times for you guys in the last
well,
year. where
really
you,
2 big ones.
but you've broken stories that the rest of the NHL media is just not even like on.
Well, the thing
Sometimes
is,
it happens by accident.
Yeah, and some of the times guys get like there's a lot of we're not insiders by any means, but insiders will get information and the source giving it to them be like, you can't say anything though.
Right.
So they know, but they got to wait on it or something like
Right.
that. I don't. If whoever's telling me something's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, just make sure you don't say my name, and it's something that is like worthy to talk about. I'll talk about it, especially if it's like to try to help a player, because this guy, in my mind, deserves 8 times 8.
Right. Right.
Or
He's-
7.75.
Yeah, that's just our opinion.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
good
I'm
for
on-
you guys.
I'm on your side,
I
though.
also, I mean, it's cool that you guys have set it up where players can trust you, and
That's the
they
goal.
can- right? Exactly, and you guys can like, because I just love it whenever you guys stick it to traditional media. It's
what's
just so
funny
much
is-
fun to watch.
And what's funny is, I've had 3 texts I've showed him some things that I was asked not to share since then that are like, oh my god, people don't really like Don Sweeney that
right,
much.
right. How
I don't know
do you
anything
guys
about that.
do you guys get do you get like offended when people are like, oh, your podcast doesn't know shit? I would
No.
get. What do you get offended when people are like, you guys
No,
don't really
because
know
some
hockey?
people might not listen all the time. So when we're like tweeting out all these like hashtag rumor boys, like they might not know we're fucking
Right,
around.
yeah,
like we
right.
say stuff like you guys that just can take. It gets.
Well, we
taken
don't
out
know
of con-
shit.
Yeah,
That's our
but
difference.
sometimes we don't either.
Yeah.
Like but we can laugh at ourselves. You
Yeah.
know, I don't really give a
That's
fuck.
why you guys are really good.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and we make like, I would say, some ridiculous claims where we're joking around a lot. So people be like, these idiots, these clowns. It's like, well, yeah, we're trying to make people laugh. But when you get in the depths of like actually talking hockey, we both know what we're talking about. People disagree. But to say like they have no clue what they're talking about when they're talking about the game, if you want to say that, that's fine. But we both know that.
Right.
We know the game.
Right, you know the game, yeah.
A lot
Right.
of people know way more about it than I do, but a lot of people listening don't.
this
Yeah.
would also be a wild rumor to just pull out of your ass.
Yes, it
Like
would.
the numbers are so specific.
What do we gain
the
out of
details,
that?
nothing.
Right, nothing.
Yeah.
I got another hockey question, not the NHL preview. Can Connor McDavid win the big one?
Good question.
No doubt in my mind.
There
No
has
doubt
to
in
be
my
a
mind.
little doubt. He's never won the big one.
I know. I just don't have. Yeah, obviously. I guess that's a good point by you. I'm very confident that this is the year.
This is the year.
Yeah, and that I know I've said that previously, but they've lost to the last 3 Stanley Cup champs. They have a better team this year than they did last year, where they got to Game 7 of the Cup final. They have Leon Draisaitl signed up to a long-term extension. McDavid will be next. Their top 6 are the best top 6 forwards in the league. They need help on the right side of the defense where they'll be able to because of the cap space they have, and they're in a great spot. So, yeah, winning a cup is so difficult, but I don't see him not getting one, and this year I think is the year.
Rumor
if you
boys,
said life or death, 4 years, like a 4-year span.
gun to your head.
I would say they would win one cup. That would be my guess, life or death.
Okay,
In the
rumor
next
boys.
4 years.
I
In the
heard
next 4
that
years.
McDavid might not sign a long-term deal if they can't win the big one, and he wants to go play somewhere else.
So many people have said that and continue to say that. The big change in that topic is that him and Draisaitl are best friends, and Leon was up for an extension this year. He has 1 year left on his deal, but you can be re-signed July 1st with 1 year left in the contract. So everyone's like, oh, is Leon coming back? If he leaves, Connor's definitely leaving. He signed an 8-year deal at $14 million a year, highest paid player in the league.
Okay.
And now
Biggest
that's
contract in history.
the biggest I don't know if it was bigger than Ovechkin's, right around there.
Okay.
So now the whole discussion is, in my opinion, and what Oilers fans are saying is they're so close. Leon's not re-signing if he doesn't know from Connor that he'll re-sign as well.
All right, so question about that, though. If he signed the biggest contract, Connor McDavid, I assume, is going to sign a bigger
So
contract.
he'll
Per
probably
year,
get,
I meant.
he'll-
So 14 per. I bet you Connor's worth 16.
Yeah.
So
well, he's worth about 30. But
what happens to the Oilers' cap, though? Are they fucked?
I think the cap is going to go up a significant amount each year to where that's why I said it might take year 3 or 4, because if they don't win it next year, all of a sudden you're going to have that 14 on the books. Luckily, you get one
we
more.
got bugs in the office.
Luckily, you'd have one more year of Connor at a fair number, but it'll get really difficult that following third year, I would
Got
say.
it.
If you got one guy making 16 and 14 and 30 million your cap and 2 players, oh, God forbid one of them goes down during a run,
Yeah.
like that's just like,
Yeah.
that's catastrophic. That's,
Right.
I heard McDavid wanted to maybe go to L.A., play for the Kings.
Oh, where'd you hear that?
Win some Stanley Cups there. Then maybe finish his career out in New York.
Where'd you hear that?
that
I just
turtle they have.
made it up
That's who
right
told it
now.
to you.
Oh, Wayne,
I made it up.
The Wayne route.
I made it up right now, rumor boy.
the Wayne route. The
Yeah.
Wayne
There you
route.
go.
So is there a possibility that he told Draisaitl, like, hey, let them think that if they re-sign you, they are also going to keep me, get as much money as you can because I'm your best friend?
But he would have got as much money as he wanted anywhere.
Anywhere.
So if Leon played this year, he probably would have. Yeah, if not 14, it would have been even more. From
Okay,
another
so then
team.
I feel like Oilers fans should be feeling
Oilers
somewhat
fan,
safe.
once Leon re-signed,
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
a giant sign of relief, not just for him, but the fact that
But
it
now
looks like Connor will
saying
be
that
back.
though, if let's say Connor all of a sudden had a change of heart, Leon has the power to probably just go to the organization if he doesn't want to be in Edmonton anymore and basically say, I'm not coming here, find a way to move me and get what you can back in return.
I love how you say organization.
So Canadian.
I love it.
What?
How you say organization.
Organization.
I love it. Every time you say it that way, I love it.
I don't even know. Like I didn't.
Organization.
Organization.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
good.
I'm
Well, I
saying
think
it as
I
a,
think we more say organization. And you
I
say
love how you say it.
organization.
I'm being serious. I love when you say it. It like kind of gets.
It sounds
it's like,
so hockey
it-
official.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
something about it. It's just like there. It's just more official when it's like the organization.
We're going to get back to Biz and Whiz in a second. Brought to you by the Farmer's Dog. The days are warmer, the walks are longer. One easy way to help your dog shine this season is with fresh, healthy food from the Farmer's Dog. Blake has been on the Farmer's Dog. Stella eats the Farmer's Dog. This morning, Blake, I let him on the bed after I let him out the first time in the morning. He's allowed to come sleep on the bed for just a little bit, and he is usually very dozy, doesn't want to get up. This morning, he stayed on the bed, went downstairs. I went to the refrigerator. He heard the scissors come out when I opened up the Farmer's Dog packet, and he sprinted downstairs. He loves his food. They make fresh, real dog food at the Farmer's Dog, and they deliver it right to your door. I got my shipment in yesterday morning, loaded up the freezer. We're good to go. Recipes are developed by vet nutritionists, made from real meat, real veggies, portioned just for your dog, making it easy to say goodbye to burnt brown balls. And you can feed your dog real food with real benefits. It's smart, healthy pet food that you can feel good about feeding your pup. It's the best option for dogs of all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's real healthy food. The Farmer's Dog isn't just fresh, high-quality food. They also send the food pre-portioned specifically for your dog based on their unique needs. The Farmer's Dog released a new commercial. It tells the story of a dog's unconditional love for its human. It reminds us that no matter what happens in our day, we can always feel good about doing our best for our canine companions, especially through feeding them Farmer's Dog. Check it out on their Instagram @thefarmersdog and get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/PMT to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/PMT. And now, here is more Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette. Say regime.
Regime.
Yeah, that's good too. It's almost French the way you say it.
Regime.
Biz, are you about to? When does your crazy schedule start?
Not next week. The week after.
And then you're in Atlanta.
I go to I fly there. I think on Tuesday the 8th. So that'll be the opening day of NHL, and then Wednesday the 9th we start our broadcast. And actually from there I'll be going to Boston. We're going to do some stuff in Boston with Pink Whitney. I think we're going to get another sandbagger. And then that following Tuesday, it's back to...
Can we do a sandbagger
I
with
would
you
love
guys?
to.
With you two?
We tried doing one with you guys, but you guys are tough to track down, boys.
If I'm
You guys
available,
are
I'm
busy.
in.
What's your
in.
handicap?
A lot. I'm not very
Drinking.
slow.
We'd have to maybe do a scramble where I play with you and then you play with Whit, or vice versa.
Yeah.
I think if you did it honestly, I'd probably be like a 23.
I think I'd be like a 45.
Oh, no.
So
we're not very
me
good.
and you
That's
will
gonna
play
be a long day.
PFT and Biz in a
Perfect.
scramble.
And then Hank will just play in front of us.
And Hank will play 36 holes the day before.
Well, he's got to scout it
and
out.
after.
He's got to scout it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
You got to
Location
make
scout.
sure.
Yeah,
he's a
You
golfer.
got a location scout.
So
He's a golfer.
McDavid can win the big one. Can the not a big deal selects ever win the big one?
Oh, tell everyone
This is
about
our
it.
ball hockey team. We got
Yeah.
the
So
best.
first of all,
Keith
tell me
Yando's
about.
a guest of yours.
Tell me
There's
about
some
ball
drama
hockey.
there.
Yans.
I
There's
want
some
to hear more
drama there.
about the format. I want to hear
there's
about ball
drama?
hockey because it looks insane.
So it's very competitive and the arena's very small, the ones that they build at Chiclets Cup, because we collabed with this guy, Brad Jones from Hockey Fest. So it just so happens the ball hockey rinks they have are small and it's 3-on-3. So they're just, the games get so physical and these guys take it so seriously. And then, of course, because we put a team in, a few professional teams started popping up. And now, I mean, we get 8 teams in the A division for ball hockey. I want to expand to 16 teams. But yeah, we've done it 5 times. This is our first ever one in Canada we just did. We've never won our own ball hockey tournament. And and we bring in ringers.
Are you in the
Like
A-League?
best-
Yeah, they haven't even got to the finals.
It's-
Are you guys
Okay,
both
so
playing?
put it this way.
I don't know. He didn't even play this
I
year.
played professional hockey 12 years, played in the NHL for 5. I can't keep up with these guys from a physical and running and just the amount of wear and tear over the course of playing 3 round robin games and then 2 more semis and then finals. I feel like I got in a car accident the next day.
Yeah, there's real hits.
At one point in this tournament, a guy got run over in the corner, and as he's down and people are like, penalty, another guy on that same team just was standing out like near the back of the rink and just butt-ended the guy next to him, which is just sticking the end of your stick out of the top end and just got him like in the kidney.
Yeah.
So it's vicious. It's full-on physical, like full-on checking, cross-checking, spearing, and the amount of like running back and forth, it's intense, very intense. Like I got buddies, well, that leads to Yans. I got buddies who are like, I'd put in a team. I'm like, this isn't street hockey. This is like Game 7 of the Cup final.
Right.
But Yans is so sick and tired of hearing about the big deal selects and them not
He's a
winning
hater.
that he's like,
a
I'm
hater.
done with you guys. I'm putting a team in.
Wait, so is he on the big deal?
No, he's
select?
never
Oh,
played.
so
Never
he wants-
played.
He's
he
seen the
wants-
social clips and he's just like, enough
He's like
of you
the big deal
frauds.
selects, the big deal. They can't even get out of the fucking
Yeah.
semifinals.
So Jans, you're listening to this right now. If you need assistant coaches, PFT and I are in for your team.
So he's gonna assemble a team next
Yeah,
year.
we're in.
And
I'm
we're
wearing
gonna-
a suit.
Yeah, we're in.
So that's
we
why I
want
want-
to take down. We want to win your ball hockey tournament before you do. That's what we're gonna do with Jans.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah,
go out?
no, we're assistant coaches of his team if he'll accept us.
Okay, so that's why I want to expand to 16. We're trying to get it done at the Calgary Stampede, which would be unbelievable.
Oh, that's the
And,
one where you dress like a cowboy and get drunk for 10 days.
Yes,
Okay.
that one.
That's
And
not the only thing he's doing.
we would basically go. We'll put them in our division, and it's lose or go home. So if they advance farther than us, then I'll never put the big deal selects.
You're
They don't
retired.
exist.
We can
end
My
the team.
is done.
We can
My
fold the team.
Oh,
It's
Jans,
over.
we're in.
Yeah,
Never
I'm
to
in.
be spoken again of again.
I mean, me
Assistant
and Big Cat
coaches.
run such a good system.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's in goal for us.
We'll
So-
just
so
Well,
we'll,
are you saying it's like Brock Purdy?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, like Brock
Because
Purdy.
our defense?
Yeah, we're kind of taking that Brock Purdy thing to hockey, which has never been done before.
Okay.
So
I like that.
you guys think if it's at the Calgary Stampede, you guys will be able to make it, or just send players and
It's
Max is
like
shaking his
end
head.
of
No,
June.
fuck you, Max.
I'll
End of June?
Okay, here's the deal.
End of June could possibly work.
No,
I mean,
here's
this
the
is
deal.
It'd be
here's
July
what we're gonna
1st
do.
thing after.
Yeah. We're not. Max is right. I'm gonna step back a little. I'm gonna take a quick step back.
You're going to be owner and funder.
We're gonna be owners and funders.
So you have to
you
cover
could
the
pay
costs.
these guys.
You have to pay the ringers to fly in, and maybe they're going to ask for money. I don't know.
How much?
This is you guys are all in with flights and hotels for $10,000 each.
That's
If
kind of
Hank
worth it.
doesn't
if we
dunk,
put together a good team.
If Hank doesn't dunk, we're in.
Okay.
We'll just take that money and use
we
it.
can reinvest
and then the team to be named will be.
Well, Yan's involved too. He fucking made 70 million.
Yans, yeah.
He made
Yans,
70
split
million.
with us. We'll listen, Yans. We will contribute to the team. We just want our name on the cup when we win the whole thing, and the big deal selects are crying and retired.
So
folding.
there's a villain called Noseface Killer, and he already DM'd me. He didn't show up this year. He bailed last minute like the rat he is, and he already DM'd me saying it's time for you to join the dark side in the sense of bringing him into the big deal selects. Not a chance, but I think Yans is going to pick up this nose.
We're gonna
He
get
was
him.
randomly Yans' stick boy at Cushing Academy when he was playing high school hockey. The kid's horrible looking.
Like
Wait, but is he bad at hockey?
No, he's unreal at
Oh,
ball
he's
hockey.
in.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
in.
All right,
And-
I'm gonna say
and-
right now, what's his name?
Noseface Killer.
All right, he gets $1,000 out of my pocket to play.
First
that's
tournament.
that has nothing to do with the money we're gonna put up. Otherwise, $1,000 if he's on the team.
I'll match.
All right, $2,000 if he's on the
First
team.
time we saw him in Detroit, first tournament we did, Noseface in the casino.
Oh yeah,
He was
God.
like barking at us. I'm going to
We
come
didn't
here and
know
win
who
your
it
ball
was.
hockey
Yeah,
tournament.
that's a
We're
man.
like,
That's how a man
we're
plays
like
hockey.
Werenski from the Columbus Blue Jackets has a team with his buddies who all played hockey. Like, you guys are going to get dusted. And he came out and he fucking dummied them in the round robin game. And then Werenski's team beefed up and brought in some fighter guy, and then they smoked him in the final.
No, Noseface scored in overtime.
Oh,
Yes!
Noseface.
Yep.
He scored
He's
the
clutch.
and
He
then
can
a
win the
villain
big
was
one.
born.
He's
and
on
then,
our team.
That's the guy
He's
that's
on
got
our
the clutch
team.
gene. That's the kind of guy that we want. So I want to not only have your team folded, I want you to sign over intellectual property of the Big Deal Selects to myself and Big Cat. So we take over ownership of your team.
Yes.
And then we'll choose whether or not we want to play him again.
Okay,
No,
and then
no,
vice,
no, no.
and then
We're
vice
gonna-
versa.
We can turn him into the worst team ever.
No, we're gonna take the big deal selects. We're gonna move him to Utah. That's what we're gonna fucking do.
You're a
That'd be a
fucking
good place to have
asshole.
an attorney, actually.
You're a fucking asshole.
we get
the Utah select.
we get complete ownership of the Big Deal Selects.
Okay, so
Are they
when you
allowed to
guys
sell-
announce your team, I want the same thing in return. I want all ownership rights.
Fine.
Of our brand new team that we
Yeah.
don't care about.
I
Yeah.
think Yans
I don't
owns
give
the
a
team.
fuck.
Sure.
Okay.
You're gonna have to remind me when this happens.
Okay.
Okay.
You got a lot going on.
We're all the way in.
Yeah,
though.
now
This
I'm
is
in.
like
Now
nine
I'm in.
I
months
didn't know
away.
that Yans. When he listens, he's a listener. When he hears this, hit us up.
You're getting a call.
He let us
I'm
know.
interested to hear his
whatever
team
the
name.
whatever the number. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, we're hands off owners. We're just we're the money guys.
Yeah.
Also,
we're actually
Yans is the money guy too.
Yeah, man, Jens is also the money guy. And if MJ wants to contribute,
That's
I
fine,
know they
too.
golf together. He can contribute as well. And you guys might be like, you guys are terrible owners. We've won a Premier Lacrosse League championship, so
Fact.
we are at least one-time champions.
You've won something.
We have.
Did you get
We have.
rings?
Yeah,
We
we did.
did.
We lost them.
They're around here somewhere.
Swear to God, we lost them.
They're
We
definitely
don't
in
know
the
where they
office
are.
somewhere. And then Max
bug
got
crawling
involved.
through it on the floor.
The problem is we put all the rings together, and we're like, all right, like remember the
necklace.
rings are here, and then we lost where they all were.
Oh, no.
Then Max got involved, and the next year they finished second place.
Yep,
How about that?
a loser.
Just a fact.
Loser.
That's a Philly guy.
I was
I would actually also like to have Max is free to be the
Mascot?
assistant coach for the Big Deal Selects. We want him on your team.
he's got to
We're-
slick that
we
hair
have too
back
many
good.
coaches.
No, he could be the water boy.
Sure.
All right,
He's
great.
never won a thing.
Oh, okay.
Stick boy.
Isn't he an Eagles
I've
fan?
won. I've won.
He could be
Yeah,
stick boy
he's
for your
won.
team.
Oh, you know
He's
what?
won. He's won. He's won.
That's true. I was listening to the most recent episode of Spittin' Chiclets. I'm a fan. And there was a story that you guys kind of danced around that I thought maybe you'd like to share with us. Because I didn't know this. But apparently, Biz, your sister is married to a guy named Paul.
Oh, my God.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Let's just preface this with I ran into Biz's sister at the ball hockey tournament, and she's so nice, so friendly, talkative, and she always brings up the story. Like, can you not talk about the Pauls? And I was like, yeah, no problem, I won't. And then she's like, and by the way, you've never met. Here's my husband, Paul. She married a Paul.
Yeah.
So Biz was the one that first told this on Chiclets.
Yeah, and then I went over to my parents' house for brunch one day, and she was staying there with
With Paul.
the husband, and brunch was ready. Hey, can you go upstairs and get Nat? And I knocked, and it was like, yeah. And I opened the door, assuming like, yeah, like is come in, international sign for come in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I walk in, and Paul is just plowing my sister right before French toast and eggs and bacon. Going to the woodshed on Natalie.
Just giving her the Reebok earrings.
Good old Paul.
Paul sounds like a great guy.
I left brunch.
You didn't go to brunch?
I didn't. I grabbed a quick strip of bacon and I was out of there. I'd seen enough.
And then he just started DMing every girl with the same name as his
and I was
sister.
good.
Yeah, you gotta find your sister.
Just
you gotta find
woodshed.
her name somewhere, and then just trick her into walking in.
I met a girl, Natalie, once that I liked, but I couldn't get over the hump. I was like, let's stop this before it gets serious.
And now Paul, her ex-Paul, is with that Natalie, so it all works.
What's even crazier is I went on a few dates this summer because one of my buddies had introduced me to a girl, and I took a liking to her, but she had the same name as my father, which is Camille.
Oh, that's
Camille. So I was like, I told you, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, Jesus, it'd be a little weird if I bring home Camille to meet Camille, and Paul's there with Natalie, and Paul comes
and then just this orgy starts.
It's just too much.
I don't think I could.
You guys got to dress up together.
I think there was
You know
a
what's
couple
even
Pauls.
crazier?
Yeah.
She dated another Paul when she was in high school.
She's got a type.
What? So she's in love with you. Dude, your sister's in love with you.
Well,
you said you
never
couldn't-
wants this to be talked
Your
about.
sister is in love with you.
You said you couldn't date a girl named her name, but she has no problem whatsoever. Like she does not have.
Well,
that
he's
block.
trying to stop this. It's like the incest couple. It's like at one point there's one kid. It's like we gotta end this.
Holy shit. Your sister loves you a lot. More than loves. Big time loves.
God, you're an asshole.
She's just finding Paul's left and right.
You guys are very close.
It's a deal breaker.
I'm so happy.
She's swiping
I'm
right
so
on everyone who's
happy
not
we were
or
able to
left. I don't
provide
know.
your
No,
podcast.
like when you put in like what you want in the dating app, she just writes only Paul.
Yeah,
Only
must be named
Pauls.com.
Paul.
Paul's
Oh,
only.
my God.
So
she's gonna kill me.
when she said
She's gonna kill me.
When she said
he might
yeah,
divorce her now. What are you gonna do with that?
He was
happen?
such a
She'll
nice.
find another Paul. What are you talking about?
there's plenty of Pauls in the sea.
Go down the local construction site. Anyone named Paul?
Hey, have you ever introduced her to Gaz?
No.
Okay. Stay away. Stay away.
No, she doesn't like bald Pauls.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
what
he's
she-
not bald. He just wears a hat all
Yeah,
the time.
true.
You don't know that.
True. Very true. Paul's Gaz is ripped now.
Oh
though.
God,
Dude,
I'm gonna
he's
get
on TRT
When does
for
this come
sure.
out?
Fuck yeah.
Friday.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be getting a text Saturday morning.
Okay.
No,
That's
no
fine.
one's going to hear this.
No.
But no one listens.
Nobody
to the
listens
show.
to this show.
No one listens to this show. All right, final thoughts. Roback question, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, Roback.com, promo code TAKE. Since this isn't the hockey preview, give us your World Series winner. This is going to be fun.
Want to know something crazy?
Oh,
Yeah.
I do.
It's not. That was way like overly hyped. It's not crazy.
Not the Sox, right? The Sox are brutal, aren't they?
Do you remember when I came on the show and you guys relentlessly tortured me for saying McDavid was better at his sport than anyone else in the world was
Yeah.
at their sport?
Yeah, but he doesn't.
I've
He only
now-
plays a
I've
third
now
of
switched
the...
it to Ohtani,
Ah,
and
smart.
I'm like obsessed with watching this guy play baseball.
It might be, if you don't watch
And he
college
might be
football, it
pitching.
might be Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah, Travis
Travis
Hunter. For the
Hunter.
Heisman.
Really?
Dude,
There's a college player who's that
he
good.
plays
He's the
both
Ohtani of
sides.
football, yeah.
He plays wide receiver and cornerback. He played 144 snaps the other night
For who?
for Colorado.
And
So-
he went to Dion's first school that was, I believe, like all black school.
Yeah, it was
Jacksonville
HBCU. Yeah,
Number one recruit in the nation, had never committed to an
CU.
CU. He went there to follow Dion, and then Dion went to Colorado, and he followed him there. And he still has to play one more year of college. before
no,
can
he.
go.
I think he come out this year.
This is his second year of Colorado, so 3 years.
Yeah.
So he'll be not the first pick, like because you don't.
He might not be the first pick because they
He's-
don't wide receivers. I don't know what he's gonna play because you can make the case he's wide receiver 1 and cornerback 1.
Yeah, he's the best cornerback by far in college football.
Now, see-
and he's probably top 3 or 4 wide receivers.
So you
Wow.
know, I guess it's similar to Ohtani that like never again did people think like somebody would come in and be an elite pitcher and bat and be unreal. He's done that. Nobody's done consistently offense and defense in the NFL. Like maybe he'll be the guy that does it.
It's
Yeah.
I think the
absolutely
most
insane.
remarkable part about it, I would assume that 75% of people listening assume that he was like that the gambling stuff was in fact him.
What?
Travis
Shohei.
Travis Hunter's never done a thing wrong.
I think, I don't think we know the full story yet.
But we were saying it's probably fair to assume that like he might have known what was going on.
I've actually been on the side of I've thought he was innocent, and the only reason I thought this was because I think people underrated the fact that he's in a foreign country, doesn't speak the language, and his only lifeline to the outside world was this interpreter.
Okay.
And so I think the interpreter, like, that's a prime
advantage
spot
of him.
for a guy
I'll
to
put
take
it this
advantage
way.
of him. Like if he was a native English speaker, and he had a best friend, I'd
He'd
be
be
like,
in
this
one.
is bullshit. Like
Yeah.
he knew what was going on. I just think that interpreter was able to keep a lot of stuff.
And
from him.
I'm not even good at checking my finances. And if you have that much money, like, is he ever looking?
Dude, I don't
take
even
would
know.
be
I don't
is
even
if
have
it
a
comes
debit
out
card.
that he was involved, he's easily the GOAT because the fact that he could do what he's doing now with that on his conscience,
sweating out like a 17 parlay,
mind-numbing.
Yeah.
Well, how about this?
Think about that. If he was doing that and all that was breaking, and you're going into this season and still with probably being under a microscope of people trying to dig that up, and you do what he's doing now, the GOAT.
That would
in
also
six.
tell you how good he was at baseball if the MLB commissioner was actually like, yeah, we know it was you, but we're not going to punish you.
That's
at
what I
all.
was going to say.
Yeah.
That if even if this guy was caught in a casino stealing people's chips, like MLB, like sweep this under the rug.
for
Like,
sure.
The
They have
biggest
to.
signing
For sure.
ever, the biggest global superstar they've ever had. But we were. I was listening to a great hockey podcast we both listened to. Elliot Friedman has a show, 32 Thoughts. He's the number one insider in the game, so it's way different than ours because
It's legit.
it's legit.
You guys are insiders.
So he was talking about Ohtani and what he accomplished this year, and him and his co-hosts were talking about what it would be in the NHL to do that, the 50
Wow.
and 50. They said it's 100 goals, 100 assists,
Holy shit.
which has obviously never been done.
Well, it'd be like 100 goals and 100 saves.
No, I think it would be.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not
That-
pitching
that
this
is-
year.
that is-
He's
I think it
technically
would
not
be
pitching this year.
40. If you did, well, I guess it would be 40 wins would probably be what a goalie's good at.
40 wins, 100
100
goals.
He
goals.
is not pitching this year, which I might change it because he would have played
Yeah.
less games
I got
if
a
he was
hose.
pitching.
But this is the most incredible. Like I
Wait,
watched.
stay. We're about to
We're
finish.
almost done. I
might piss my
We're
pants.
about to finish.
Just say goodbye.
We're about
Say
to finish. Say
goodbye.
goodbye.
Bye, guys. Love you.
All right, love you
Paul
too,
and Natalie.
Biz.
I just watched these Dodgers games now. Like he had I think it was a walk-off against the Red Sox earlier in the. It's unbelievable, and then he's that big and that fast.
Yeah,
it's
nuts.
insane watching this guy.
That was a wild move by Biz.
That's a
I've
Biz
never
move.
seen
Just
that
gets up
happen
to
before.
That's a Biz move.
Paul Bissonnette.
I just did my last
I mean,
question.
we'll be
Rollback
mid interview on Zoom, and he just gets up and disappears.
Got a hose.
Did you even ask the question?
I asked the last question, then
Well,
he
he-
knew that it was about to end.
He thought it was not a great question, so he
What
just
was
got
the
up
question?
yeah.
What was the question?
I don't know, but now we have a disaster brewing. Go ahead. Come
What's
on.
up,
You
Stu?
got to
I gotta eat.
I gotta
eat.
Yeah.
Join the couch real
I gotta
quick.
eat.
Sit down on the couch, sir.
Jaden Daniels was so good.
Yes, he's awesome, isn't he?
There wasn't even a word to describe how actually.
All right, Whit.
Talking the mic, sir.
Talking to the mic.
Jaden
All right, Whit.
Daniels
Thank
was-
you.
Hey,
We
Stu,
love you, Whit. We were
love
doing an
you.
interview.
Oh, okay. Am I disrupting?
I am. No, we're gonna give him.
Yeah.
I was just saying we're doing an interview, but
Am
yeah,
I,
no.
am I interrupting?
No,
No, it's fine.
Of course
It's
not.
fine.
Of course
Biz
not.
already got up to piss. You're
Yeah,
good.
You didn't text me back.
Sorry, I was busy, Stu. I was busy. I was
understand.
recording a bunch
Totally.
of stuff all day today.
Totally.
What? I knew that Stu was up to something today because I got like 5 texts from him telling me how many joints he had, and I was busy. I could not.
Oh, you
smoke.
brought the bag.
I could not smoke all day today, so that's why.
Stu's very high right now.
Yeah, very.
Give
high.
some to Hank,
Okay.
some to you. It's legal. It's
Yep.
100% legal. So I bought it legally. It's legal.
Okay.
Some to Hank, some to you. Couple to Megan.
I'm not giving. I don't need any.
Okay.
I would love some.
Stu asked the other day to take my kids to the zoo.
And the aquarium.
Yeah, and I was like, Stu, they go to school. He was just like,
But you know
what?
something? Do you want a couple of joints?
They go to
so
school.
you want us to hold
Although
down?
Stu, all right, you guys, all right. Thank you, Stu Feiner.
Yeah.
See you,
I love
Stu.
you.
That was great.
Anything significant you want to?
No, that was it. We loved having you on. All right, thank you, Stu.
Thanks, Stu.
That was Stu Feiner. Oh,
Thank you,
and he's
Stu.
handing him a bunch of weed. All right, and he's giving me a kiss. Don't spill the thing. All right. I love you forever. I love you forever. All right, that's the interview.
Out as he wishes. The Chiclets guys were brought to you by Coors Light. There's no sports experience quite like the rivalries between college football teams. And now on Saturdays, you can get even closer to the action with Coors Light and DraftKings. Coors Light teamed up with DraftKings for the free-to-play college football pick 'em pool, where you can pick winners for a chance to win big. But when the rivalries heat up, choose chill and then reach for an ice-cold Coors Light. When you're looking to keep it chill, there's only one beer to choose. That's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. So you know when your mountain cold refreshment is ready for you. When things heat up, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. I was drinking Coors Light on Monday night, watching my Commanders play against the Cincinnati Bengals. Had a couple beers before the game, and they were Coors Lights, and they were ice cold. It was a perfect pregame meal. Had a couple buffalo wings, too. Nothing pairs better with buffalo wings than Coors Light. That's just a fact. Saturdays just got hotter, but you can choose chill with Coors Light and DraftKings. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. 21 and up. Eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at DraftKings.com/Coors Light Pick'em. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Okay, let's wrap up the show, boys. Fyre Fest of the week. Hank.
Spiders.
Back.
No.
It's a war,
Oh, no.
and I'm losing.
Oh, no. Wait, are they? But it's about to be.
That's the problem.
Oh, they're trying to get inside.
Yes.
They can feel the winter, the winds changing.
And my issue is that I can clear them off of my balcony, but there's windows on the side. I've already said this last time we talked about this, but I can't get to all of them. So there's ones that are alive that I think when I take out all their friends, they come in and try and get revenge.
Oh,
I got a spider bite earlier this week.
You did? No. You probably swallowed a couple.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you thought about getting one of those long vacuum cleaners on a stick? Like the long tube one, so you can reach around the corner.
Scary.
What's the
Imagine
thing?
reaching around that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the stat? Like everyone swallows at least 8 spiders in there?
Yeah, that used to be in like our school agendas or whatever.
Yeah.
That was like one of those, like, remember, you know what I'm talking about?
It was in your school
There's
agenda that you
definitely
swallow
AWS, know what
8
I'm talking
spiders
about.
a year?
No, the school remember they'd give you an agenda where you're supposed to like keep your schedule and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and it had little trivia facts?
It had little fun facts every month.
That's not true.
I don't remember this, but I'm going to take your word
I promise you, you guys are old, but I promise you there's
here we go.
thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of AWS who know exactly what I'm talking about. There was 12 fun facts or whatever in each one per month, and that was always one.
But this is not true.
You swallow 13 spiders a year.
It's not true.
No,
Yes,
not
it
a
is.
year.
Yes.
There's no chance
Yes.
it's true.
Also,
it was in the agenda, dude.
I'm pretty sure that this is all right. What does it say? The reality, however, is quite different. We swallow no spiders at all.
Yeah, there's no. You think you spider how many spiders?
13. I mean, that's
no,
just
it's 8. The belief that we swallow an average of 8 spiders in our sleep every year has become so ingrained in popular culture
Because
that
of
many
our
people
school
now accept
agendas.
it as a fact. I also just always assumed when they said an average, like a human swallows an average of 8 spiders a year, it was just like one dude in Australia eating thousands of spiders.
That actually could bring it up.
Yeah.
But I don't think that spiders are so dumb that they would crawl into your mouth.
No, they're smart as fuck.
Yeah, so they're not going to crawl into your mouth.
I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I get concerned about revenge. Like,
Yeah, they're coming for you.
it's a problem.
It is a problem.
You should just move.
Depends. We'll see how this winter goes. Winter's coming.
Winter's coming.
Yeah.
All right, PFT.
I mean, I don't really have a Fyre Fest this week. It's more of a FIRE Fest because I've had a very good week.
Oh, nice.
I've had an excellent week this week. And so I guess my Fyre Fest is I just think about Jaden all the time.
Nice.
Just all the time. I was thinking about him earlier tonight. I was watching the game. I was like, man, football is so unwatchable when Jaden's not playing.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to come back to bite me.
No.
Like, I'm not setting myself for any sort of disappointment down the line by saying this. But yeah, I've had a pretty good week. I guess the exception would be I had to get some stitches out. And this was...
Oh, where?
This was last Friday. I had to get some stitches out in Austin.
Oh, the stitches were in Austin?
Yeah, I got the stitches out in Austin.
Nice.
No, okay, so what happened was when I had the procedure, it was like a small line across the very back of my head, and they had to stitch it up together. So I had stitches. I went into the doctor's office. My doctor in Boston that gave me the new hair stuff, moved my own hair around on my head. Told me, yeah, you can go into any like minute clinic, any urgent care, and just ask them, take stitches out. They all know how to take stitches out. So I go in there, and the doctor sits me down, and she looks at the back of my head, and she goes, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And she's like, "Oh no, it's nothing. I just haven't seen stitches like this before." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she starts going around back in my head, and she goes, "Oh my God." Again, I'm like, "What is that?" And she was like, "Oh no, I'm just confused." And she kept saying, "Oh my God." And I kept thinking, like, is this infected? Do I have like spiders crawling out of it, Hank? Like the "oh my God" reactions were just insane. I was starting to get worried, and I was thinking, is she actually a doctor? Because she doesn't sound like she's a doctor. So I ended up calling my doctor in Boston, and I was like, "Hey, she's a little confused. She's wondering if maybe these are just absorbable stitches, so she doesn't have to take them out." And the guy's like, "Absolutely not. You need to take them out right now."
Oh shit!
And he's trying to like walk her through it. He's like, "No, it's just one stitch that goes back and forth a few times, and then there's a knot at each end." And she was like, "I don't understand what you're saying." She had no idea what my doctor was talking about.
You didn't see a doctor.
And she kept trying. She was having me reach around the back of my head, holding a flashlight on the back of my head. And then she would get mad at me when the flashlight drifted a little bit. And I was like, "I don't know. I can't see the back of my own head." So we do this for another 20 minutes. Then she asked me to call my doctor again because she's still confused. And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know how to take these out." And eventually my doctor had to be like, "Hey, PFT, are you still in the room right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on speaker." He's like, "I want to say this as diplomatically and professionally as possible. You might want to consider a different clinician to have this procedure done." So after about 45 minutes of her just like slicing into the back of my head, I had to stop her and say, "Okay, I think you're uncomfortable with this, and that's making me uncomfortable, so I'm going to go." Then she goes out, grabs a different doctor to come in. She's like, "Wait here just 1 second." The doctor looks at it, and he's like, "Yeah, these are just stitches." And she's like, "Can you take them out?" He's like, "Well, I'm with a patient right now, so I can't really take 10 minutes out." And she's like, "Maybe on your lunch break you can do it." And this doctor's uncomfortable too. And he's like, "Yeah, I guess I can do it on my lunch break." And she was like, "Maybe I could watch so I could learn." And he's like, "Yeah, maybe." So she's like, "Okay, just come back in like 45 minutes and we'll take him out." And I was like, "Okay, bye." I go to the front desk and I say, "Hey, just tell her I'm not coming back. I'm leaving." And I just got the fuck out of there.
Holy
and then,
shit.
Then I ended up actually getting it done here in Chicago once I got back. And it took about 7 minutes.
Oh, my God.
So I don't think I think it was a catch me if you can situation where in her wildest dreams, she's pretending to be an urgent care doctor.
Stitches can't be that difficult.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. But for a while they were. So just listen to yourself. If you think, maybe I shouldn't be in this situation. But then again, she had like all these tools in the back of my head, and I didn't want to just stand up and leave.
Yeah. That's a hell of a situation.
But besides that, doing good. Yeah. I got Jaden.
Yeah, you got Jaden. And the stitches are out of your head.
Yep.
All right,
I was actually a seam head for a while.
Yeah. My Fyre Fest is quick. It's Derrick Rose retired today, and that made me feel old and sad again for Derrick Rose's career. Yeah, that made me feel old.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought that Derrick Rose had already retired.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Because I think it was one of those rumors that the Dunk Sentinel would tweet out once every 6 months, like Derrick Rose has retired.
Yeah.
So I got the exposure to that. So in the back of my head, I thought like maybe Derrick Rose has already been retired. But yeah, it's not right. It's not right what happened to Derrick Rose.
No, it's an all-time what if. But yeah, it was like he was so electric before he got injured, and then injured again, and then injured again. But yeah, it's a what if, and it's also a damn, we're getting old.
Yeah,
Hank, I'm sure you appreciate that we're getting old.
I don't appreciate that. That means I'm getting old.
True. That's how time works. Memes, you got a Fyre Fest for us?
My Fyre Fest is if everybody hates the art we just put out in the interview, and I order some jet skier to my house on Long Island.
Oh, that's tough.
Wait, if
also, you don't want to pay our editor enough money.
What?
Oh yeah, Memes is lowballing our editor.
Do you see this?
No,
I saw it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, pull it up.
There was a job
this
listing.
went kind of viral
for Part of My Take, assistant editor, entry level, and I think the pay was like $65,000 a year.
Wait, people were roasting us?
Well,
some guy tried to roast us. He posted the listing, which is just like a regular entry level editor position. Which, by the way, like I think I got paid no money and then $20,000 for like 3 years. And he goes like $60K for one of the for $1 billion company. as if how much money Barstool makes.
Yeah,
has
what the
anything
fuck?
to do with how much an editor should make.
Also,
Yeah.
Barstool's worth $1.
Yeah. And then there was a lot of people being like, this looks like actually like pretty good job listing.
Yeah,
like,
what the
Barstool's not
fuck?
Barstool's worth $1. Like, how about
So did he get
that's
roasted
how every
back?
single corporation
Yeah,
in
he
the
got
world
counter-roasted.
works.
Yeah.
You got because even like his friends online were like, that's not a bad salary for an entry level spot, and also
You
like
can't.
the value of a company. Somebody made the comparison to like, you know how much McDonald's pays their employees?
Yeah, or like
Walmart.
an usher at Jerry's World.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys employee.
Yeah.
They get paid what?
Yeah.
A fucking team worth $10 billion?
Yeah, but I think from what I saw, that's a pretty fair.
Yeah, it's entry level.
It's fair pay, right, for that position.
And if you do a good
Meme
job, you get paid more.
What's Meme saying?
It's kind of how it works.
I'm not sure. Pug?
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Pug.
Oh, I mean, you can't disagree with Pug. This fucking guy, Brandon, fuck you, dude. You're going to go against Pug? Get out of here, dude.
Get out of here.
Yeah, there it is. Roast them.
Love it, Pug.
All right, numbers. Max is at another wedding. PFT and memes. Have you ever gotten this?
No.
I did.
Numbers.
I have Jaden. 5.
Wednesday.
I've never gotten it. 3.
Let's go 1. D Rose.
Let's go 20.
99 Pug.
I have a feeling it's going to be 99. This feels like a Pug moment.
77. 77.
Love you guys.